about to start the show here in a few. Lala, you want to do your thing? Oh, she's not here. Lena, you there? Is
I'm
your
here.
okay, go ahead.
Hey, y'all, let's get these likes up to 50K, please. Also, don't forget, as always, get those arrows, those popular arrows flying, as well as the heart me's. Thinker has a gift goal of the Dizzy Bird. You can subscribe by clicking the gold button on the bottom left-hand corner. And at all during the live, if you want a tip, please click the link in the host bio. We also have merch, and the link is there as well. Please enjoy the live and keep sharing.
Bear with me. I still got to sign in. Daggone Mac signed me out of the YouTube. Y'all, if y'all could keep the people entertained. Hold on.
All right. So,
Just
which
keeping in
came
mind, if
first, the chicken or the egg?
just a reminder, if you're just now coming in, make sure you check the Discord tonight. If you are on the Discord, check the Discord, the decompression channel, and let us know if you are available tomorrow night for that. Thank you.
A chicken, Brianna says. All right. So I'm up here by myself. Nelly and Selena have left me here alone.
I haven't left you.
How are you, Nelly?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes.
Hanging in there.
Yes.
Oh my god. It's been raining
Uh,
so bad here.
what? Librarian? What? All right, all you boppers out there in the big city. Is that good? I don't know. I've never heard that before. Is that in a movie or something? I don't know. I don't know the reference. Ugh.
All right. Welcome to the YouTubers. I appreciate y'all's patience while we get signed in over there. Somehow my MacBook signed me out. Um, what's up, Tone G? What's up, Rodney? Katie Weddy, what's up? Zaza, what's up? Dagon Dago Ba. Dago Ba Dave. What's up with you? All right. We good? Oh, we at 99 shares. We got 99
I just
shares.
need one more.
Just need one more to get going. There's only one person in the guest request, and we're still at 190 people. For like the last 3 minutes.
Mm,
What is
yeah,
TikTok
there
doing?
are a lot of lives going right now, but
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Lala could never the best DJ announcer. Lala is the best DJ announcer.
Oh, thank you.
Y'all, what
I
is going
appreciate
on
that.
with the they can't fuck with me. What's going on with that? What's going on with that? Like, like is she black or is she white?
Oh,
The girl that said they can't fuck with me.
I don't
So
even know
I
what you're
saw a
talking.
video. The girl, is she black or white? Because yeah, I saw a video of her saying that she was biracial, but then I saw another video today saying that that's her stepdaddy. Janelle, the one that was doing the dance, uh, she's like charging like $6,000 to.
Oh, I saw that. And like it's kind of mediocre. She does the same dance, like the same style of dance over and over, and the person that actually created it
Mhm.
isn't getting any of the recognition. like always. Like either
Right.
you have to be light skinned or you have to
Yeah.
be white to get any.
Is she
Yeah,
lying about her like
that
being
part I
biracial
don't
though?
know.
I saw a video where somebody said that she's lying about that and that her uh her dad is her stepdad.
That part I haven't really went that deep into it. I only saw some of her videos like a couple of weeks ago, and of course people were kind of there's some that had her back, which to me I felt like was bullshit because it is mediocre, and for her to be charging $6,000 a dance, I mean a show, I find that very
Especially when she didn't create the dance. Like even if it was a
right.
brown
It's
skinned black woman doing
insulting.
that shit, right?
Right.
Anybody stealing anyone's
And then you're
intellectual
getting the,
property.
and that happens way too much.
Yeah,
But to be honest, I get what you're saying, but on this app, that happens all the time to brown and dark skinned women.
yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I'm saying like that that's a huge problem. But I'm saying like people the way people try to defend her as if the only reason why somebody is saying something is because she's white or because she's biracial.
Mhm.
If has she been a brown skinned black woman and stole uh Diana's
Yeah.
dance and charged people to learn it, it would have been the same shit.
Right. Like how like where do you get off at? You know what I'm saying? Like really?
Yeah,
That mm-mm.
but
And like I said, it's the same darn busted ass moves over and over again. Like they're tiring, like right now.
no lie, when I saw the video of her doing it, I was like, "What she look like? She trying to fight somebody at the dance?" But when is her name Tiana does it like it's so smooth and it's sexy and it's but when
Mm-hmm.
she
Yep.
do it, it's uh, like she like I wish y'all could see me trying to do it, but like she like about to jump off a cliff or some shit, and like it's
Yeah.
just different. Um, that's why at first I
Yeah.
had no idea that it was the same dance. I had no. I was like, is that like?
Yeah.
I was like, why are they tripping? Like, because I didn't realize that she was even doing the dance until the music is what made me connect the two, if that makes sense. Because she did not look like she was doing the same dance. That
No,
Ty.
that's funny.
No, I'm serious. She did it because she like
You and your sound effects.
cause y'all can't see me, so I have to let y'all
Yeah,
know
she
like
did
that.
sexualize the dance. And
Yeah,
that's probably why she's getting, I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be funny, but I recognize that shit and it kind of irks me.
yeah,
But either way, no matter whichever way you put it, it's still wrong.
yeah. Exactly. It's someone's intellectual property, right? Like that's her creative inspiration, and to steal it, and then let's say you are biracial. Like I don't know. She said when she said she was biracial, I accepted that. But now that her what is coming out that her claiming biracial is on behalf of her stepfather, which doesn't make you biracial. Um, but the I forgot what I was going to say about it. It's just I don't know. Like it's the whole uh stealing intellectual property shit. Like you should know. That's what I was going to say. My mind kind of lost it because I'm like, is she biracial? But you should know as a black woman, if you are in fact a black woman, you should
Hmm.
know what it feels like to have your shit stolen by, you know,
Right.
the other demographic of people, because that's the history. That's what we've experienced in our community. And then for you to go and do it to another black woman is all the way fucked up. But it's even more fucked up if you are lying about being a black woman.
Yeah. I mean,
That's the thing.
unless they could find her actual father, I wouldn't really touch that because you could have a could still be biracial, even if that is her stepdad. Her father could be black.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I'm not gonna touch that unless something, it comes out that he's white.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's true.
think, hey, thinker, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, can you do me a favor, just real quick? Can you verify some information for me? I heard today that the Supreme Court passed a law that transgender people can't be in the military, and they're kicking them out right now. Is that true?
Trans. That's true.
Yeah,
Trans.
they passed that. They've been talking about that for what, a month
Yeah.
now.
But it was the Supreme Court went along with it today. They
Oh,
Oh,
upheld the ban. So,
oh wow, that's terrible.
which is so messed up because that darn Mango Mussolini ass motherfucker didn't even go to the military. He literally made up some shit that he had bone spurs, and you're kicking out qualified people? Like,
Wow, I just think that is so wrong. That is so wrong.
mm-mm.
I'm looking up the see if I can read the dissent. Like, hold
I'm gonna
on.
go back on mute just and listen.
Let me see if I can read the what they say.
Tap, tap, tap the screen, y'all. Don't forget. Let's get those heart knees and arrows flying and smash the hearts over on the YouTube. I gotta wait until midnight to send my heart knee. Thank you, thank you. Right, Annika. Wait a minute, that's not your name. What is it again?
Annika,
It's what?
Annika,
Ayanaka?
Annika.
Annika.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm trying to see what was the what reasoning did they give. Um,
Do they? I mean, I don't think they need a reason. They're
no,
just,
I'm just trying to say they do have to state a reason in the dissent. That's what I'm trying to see what they stated.
um, so probably something that they made up because there's no reason for that at all.
Um,
I'm gonna tell you what they want. They want really a all white cis het free. That's what they really want.
Well, I don't get what they mean by like they said that they did it that they're banning those with gender dysphoria, which is different than banning someone because they are transgender. How? Like what do they mean? Like if they're banning all transgender people, like are they saying that it sounds like they're saying
Mm,
gender dysphoria is different than
You have
being
to.
transgender, but all people who are transgender have to go. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
Well, my husband said, I mean, because I found out this before, like it went public. He told me basically, of course, in the military, they only recognize two genders, and either you're gonna be, if you were born a male, you're gonna be a male. If you were born a woman, I mean a girl, you gotta be a girl, and that's it.
No, I get that. I'm talking about their reasoning. Like I get how they see it, but what do they mean by gender? They're not. They're only banning in their terminology. They say,
Hmm.
"Oh, we're only banning people with gender dysphoria who have a illness." and we're not banning transgender people, but then they say all transgender people have to go. That, like, what the fuck do they mean by that? Like, that doesn't, that's like
It's
a,
like double
it doesn't
speak,
make
ain't it?
sense. Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
And that's what they do. I mean, it's basically anything to confuse us.
They're trying to say that the transgender community are mentally unstable. Is what they're trying to say. But they think it's something wrong with them. That's what they're saying.
No, I get that. I'm saying the double speak in their dissent. They say we're only banning people with gender dysphoria. We're not going after transgender people, but then they say all transgender people have to go. That's what I don't understand. They're double speaking. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
You see? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I heard exactly what you're saying. So they say all transgender people have gender dysphoria.
That, well, they're saying that's not. They didn't say that, but in so many words, that's what they're saying,
Right.
because they're saying they're only going after they're only banning people with gender dysphoria, not transgender people, and then but they're kicking out all transgender people. That doesn't make sense.
I'm
I'll
gonna have
look
to
into it and see if I can find something
I'm gonna have to
once
call
the
my
show gets
niece because I
started.
know my niece is heartbroken. She's in the military.
Oh,
Oh
is she
wow.
trans?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'll see if I can find out some more from my husband because, yeah.
And she dedicated her life to it, and
Oh
she's
my
only been
goodness.
there four and
All
a
that
half.
time.
Yeah,
And then they're not gonna like it's basically like you get like a honorable discharge, but you don't get any benefits, right? Unless they changed it, because at first it was like you either get an honorable or a dishonorable, but either way, you're not gonna get any benefits.
that's what I've heard too. No benefits,
That's
even
not,
with
that
an
is
honorable
fucked
discharge.
up.
So the time that you served don't mean nothing to them. I mean,
Mm-mm. If I was them,
I don't even know if I can say this, but I think we are on the brink of a civil war.
The
I
I
really
think
do.
this sets a precedent for the autism thing. Next thing you know,
hmm
the autism, anybody with anybody on the spectrum is going to be kicked out.
well, they don't really, unless you can hide it, they don't really let anyone with autism or ADHD in the military. Of course, there's plenty of them in there, but I know for a fact that you can't have been on medication like the year that you apply to be in the military. And if you are either on the spectrum or you do have ADHD, you have to go through like some rigorous like medical bullshit. But that's if it's on paper. If it's not on paper and you can get away with it, it is what it is.
Yeah, like but there, like, what I'm saying is that they know that there are people in the military on the spectrum, right? And
hmm
with what um they're doing today, making a list of all the people on the spectrum, like, the next thing that they're going to do is end up kicking them out
hmm
of the military. And I feel like this is the Supreme Court upholding this is setting a precedent for them to be like, they're just gonna all the way down to, like, they're like the that illness that they said that happens to men's faces when they shave, and it's only,
Oh, yeah.
it only really affects black men. Like,
hmm
by them going after, like, saying, oh, it's gender dysphoria and not
Yeah.
trans people. It's an illness that we're going after, or a disability that as they are calling it, that we're going after, not the individual, right? And then so the next is going to be autism, and then that the illness that they're trying to point to with the shaving that men get, that black men get. Like,
Hmm.
I feel like that's their how they're gonna end up getting the military the way they want it, like that.
Yep, absolutely.
But I mean, we're gonna have to really, really, really fight local and state elections, villages, parishes, all of it. Really gonna go have to work hard
Yeah.
and fill those seats up. Because if we don't and we lose the 2028 election, we are doomed. Did it say anything about why the Supreme Court upheld it?
All right. All right, y'all. Y'all ready for the show to start? If you are a believer in the
Was
God of the,
talking.
oh, you was talking, huh?
Yeah, it's all good. I Something is
Oh,
wrong with my phone.
when I got back, it was silent. I didn't hear nothing.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
talking my little butt off.
what were you saying?
I was dang. Uh God damn, what I just say? I know I was talking about the Supreme Court and how we have to fight in our local state.
Parish, villages, we have to make sure we get every seat we possibly can, or we're going to be doomed come the 2028 election.
Yeah, I heard you when you said that. Did you say
You
something
know,
after
my
that?
thinking is what they should do is they should start working on a lawsuit. So just in case we do, win the 2028 election, perhaps they can be reinstated
Are you,
or
Lala? Are you
have some
moving
form
away
of
from your phone?
compensation.
Are you moving away from your phone?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Why did they pass it? Like, what
What's
was the
happening,
decision with
I
the
don't think
Supreme Court?
knows she's muted. I mean unmuted. I don't think she's
Lala?
talking to us.
Lala? Lala? Lala?
Did you
Hello?
hear me?
It's like you were talking to yourself. Could you hear us?
No.
I don't know. I don't know what's. Yeah, she was in her own world. We was asking you questions.
Word. I don't know what the hell is going on.
Were you talking to us or were you talking to somebody else?
I was talking to y'all and
I
then it went silent. I'm like, hello?
don't know what's going on with your phone. If it felt like you went far away, and then you answered a question that we didn't ask. You was like, "Yeah, did they like?"
No, I was looking in the comments. Chapter had asked a question.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. So I I agree that the local elections, and then what did you say after the local election? Like we have to pay attention to that, and then what? What did you say after
Oh,
that?
um, I don't know. Let me see. Hopefully I can get it out. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I was saying perhaps they should start a lawsuit now prior to the 2028 election. And if we start winning those seats, as well as the 2028 election, hopefully some of them can be either reinstated or receive compensation.
Oh yeah. I want like. Would you want to go back after they did that? Like, do you think?
Um,
Because I feel like
me
it's
pers
scary
like,
because it would make it dangerous for them because then there are cis het straight men in the military.
mhm,
They would probably see it.
yeah.
Like, I feel like it would make it very dangerous for them to go back if they were to win a lawsuit. Um, I think if anything, let them be compensated, but it might be very dangerous for them to.
That's true.
Well, I'm gonna
That
say
is
this,
true.
and I'm gonna be done with it. If they want to evaluate the thinking patterns of the LGBTQ, then they need to also evaluate these believers because you
Oh, they're
believe
not
in it.
gonna do that.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, I mean that could be a true diagnosis right there.
They ain't. They're not gonna do
Mm-mm.
that. That's that. They
Yeah.
exactly
I'm so
like that.
angry
That
about
serves them.
Right.
Yeah.
There, mm-mm.
They ain't, that's
God and country. That's hard. Please,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Well,
We would
I'm
have
gonna
to get
mute.
an atheist. We would have to get an atheist president for that shit to go down. And then even
And
if
that's,
that would still be hard.
and you know they ain't gonna let no darn atheist in.
No. Nope. And an
And you,
atheist would have to like lie and say that they're Christian and then be like,
yep.
you know how the Republicans lie and say they're Democrat and then when they win the seat they switch to Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
Like the run on the basis of being a Christian and then the day that they get in office be like, yeah, I deconstructed
Yep.
in 24 hours. Like, yep, pull the okadoke on their asses.
No, I would wait for to make sure they don't want a second term. Once that second term hit, then do it.
Well, once they in there, like all they got to do is be like a one hell of a president, and do
Please.
like
You know, these damn people have
shit.
like
If
a
you increase
short
the economy,
memory.
if you increase the economy, you do the things that people need done, right? Like the
Biden and them did that. They just had so much propaganda against them that, yeah, the GDP, all of that stuff was high, like it was higher. I think it was higher than
I,
Obama's.
Yeah, but honestly, I think they would have won that election had there not been people saying not to vote on behalf of the Palestine Israel thing.
Oh,
I
yes.
I think they would have won.
But
A
yeah,
lot of people
but
didn't vote this year.
that's another thing that I did hear because a lot of them didn't. I mean, they don't do their research when it comes to that. They just listen to whatever they're being told, and the facts are there. Like the budgets, all of that stuff was on the websites of like, you know, the departments that Doge got rid of. They were on those websites, but people didn't bother to look. And now they're
Because they
gone.
were voting emotionally. Like
Hmm.
people were like even before Kamala took over, they were saying that they were not going to vote on behalf of the Palestine
Yep.
Israel, and you had a lot of uh, black people making videos telling other black people to sit this election
Yep.
out,
And
and
it's
so
like, what?
that
That shit pissed me off. And now look at him. He just said that he about to just snatch Gaza right on up. He said that today. So now what?
yeah, and so we probably would have been sitting in a different position had that not transpired. So like I think like if people see the benefit of the economy, I think they might be okay with an atheist president. I don't think the fact that he's not Christian would be the biggest deciding factor for them. Once he or she is in office,
Mm,
yeah, I think that would be a issue getting them in office if they were to run on that. But if once they got in there and they, actually helped people and helped the economy, I don't think that would be the thing that would vote them out for a second term.
I don't know. I'm not too sure about that.
Because I don't think that people are that damn Christian. You know what I'm saying? Like they care more about their bigotry than they do. Uh, like
But
they I don't think they're that damn Christian. If that makes sense.
but they also really vote party over country.
Yeah,
Like they
I'm
vote
not. I'm
against
not
their
talking about
own
party like the
interest.
yeah. I party, but Christian. Like saying, "Oh, this person is not a Christian." Like there's been non um like like Catholics. Christians don't Protestants don't necessarily like Catholics. Like they see Catholics as demons and they vote for them all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think
I hear what
that's
you're
the
saying.
yeah, I don't think that's the deciding factor when it comes to choosing a president or choosing a political figure. I think like you said, whether they're Democrat, I think the identity of Democrat and Republican matters more than Christian or Catholic. Not saying that it doesn't matter at all. I just don't think it carries as much weight as the political identity does when it comes to voting. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like
Mm.
that. Yeah. People like to as many times we see believers on this stage switch up in the drop of a hat. Like I just don't see it. Chatty Cathy, are you in the box on purpose or on accident? All right, y'all. Enough with the politics. I am ready to get the show started. If you are in the guest request box on purpose, please let me know. If you're in there on accident, go ahead and check so that we don't accidentally bring you up on stage. If you are a believer in the God of the Christian Bible, or you may not identify as a Christian but call yourself a believer, if you're deconstructing or thinking about deconstructing, or an atheist, the guest box is open. All right, Cathy, I'll take you out. I only allow host on stage, Lowen. Um, so, and dragons. You have to be a dragon to chill on the stage. And it's only like if you're a dragon, it's one guest at a time. Uh, that person isn't connecting.
All right now. We've been live for 43 minutes.
Cali girl. I think she's asleep. Yep. I love you too, lovely rose petals. All right, y'all. The guest box is empty. We are live for 43 minutes. We ready to start the conversations about Jesus. And I don't know. Yeah, the guest box is empty. If you are a believer, if you're deconstructing or an atheist, come on stage. Or of course, if you are a nerd and you have a deconstruction uh, update or a question, the guest box is open. Right. I feel like, are you out there, Jesus? That's what it feels like. I was thinking today about how frustrated I got, and I was like, Jesus' children? Like, and I was like, it feels like, yeah, have y'all ever like lived in a neighborhood where, the kids are outside playing every day after school, like the neighborhood is filled with children, and there's always a group of kids whose mom and dad just let them run the neighborhood and just let
Hmm.
them. That's Jesus. I feel like that's Jesus's children. I feel like Jesus been gone for so long, and like he not paying attention to what his kids are doing, and he not like answering them, and they just run the neighborhood like they running
Yeah.
wild, huh?
Yes, they are. Yes, they. Yes, they are.
Like I feel like that's Jesus's children.
I was talking to my brother earlier, um, because I had asked him, I was like, so where are the bones of anyone that's in the Bible? And I was like, those that were in the Bible are like maybe what, 7,000 years old. Jesus was gone like what? It's been about 2,000 years. So his bones should be somewhere, or someone within the Bible should be scattered somewhere about, and I told them they were able to find, our ancestors' bones. They dug them up. Sometimes they even like made elixirs out of them. And so he was like, well, wouldn't they disintegrate? So he's thinking, oh my God, I'm so ashamed to say this, that if they are, 100,000 years old, that there's no way those bones would still be there. Like bugs would have ate the bones. And so I was like, well, what about dinosaurs? And he was like, so you really think dinosaurs walked there? Oh my God.
Why do they
Oh my
think? Why do they think that that didn't happen? I've never understood why Christians think dinosaurs are like a myth.
God. Mm-mm. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Because it's like it's right there. And that's how, a lot of us, when we do that 23andMe and everything, we end up finding out that we have like a link to like an ancestor, an ancient one.
But like, what do they think it is? Like, what do they think these bones are? Like,
My brother, I'm telling you, I guess he don't think that they would be there anymore. Like the bones would, after all that time, they would, I guess, disintegrate. And I was like, but these people are buried. And he was like, well, bugs are underground. So he's thinking that they could eat away at the bones.
that's an interesting thing that he thinks that. But like the fact that the bones, what does he think that the bones are that we do have? Like, what does he think they are? Fake?
I think so.
Wow.
Because he's like archaeologists, they make up stuff. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Yeah.
That's interesting. Six Pain, what's up?
Hey, thinker, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm at work right now, so if my Wi-Fi is bad, sorry, but I can't really do much about it. I had a question. Hi, panel, but I had a question because I heard a Christian say this, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. It was on Fluff's live where he said that the turn the other cheek scripture was forged. That it was not in the original text. Is that I'm not sure if that's true or not. So I wanted to ask you.
I've not seen anything that says that.
Huh. Okay.
Plus, also
Yeah.
like y'all have access to uh, GreekCenter.org, um, where you can look at the original, the oldest copies that we have, and you can check to see uh, if that is, if it was in the oldest copy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I never really had time to check because life, So I just said, I'll just ask Thinker when I get a chance. Never really got the chance to come up, so I'm asking now. But all right, thank you so much.
you're welcome.
All right, just
All
let me
right.
down, please.
Yes, sir.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've never
Anyone
heard
else?
that. Huh?
Yeah. 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 Unfortunately.
Uh, is it Hoa? Hoavu?
What does it say? They went Hovu jewelry? Hovu jewelry? I don't know.
I'm sorry. Hi, are you there?
I guess not.
Uh-uh. I really don't want to do a reset. I don't know if us talking politics got us stuck in this. I don't know.
Well, it started off slow either way. You remember?
Yeah.
So hopefully.
Well, Joel like stormed in here with like a
Oh, he did? Oh.
yeah, yeah. So it, like as soon as I went live, Joel rated it. Nerd talking. Hi, how are you?
Hello, thinker. Hello, panel.
Uh,
Um,
What
I
topic
just
did you
wanted to.
come with?
I just wanted to touch on real quick what you guys were talking about just a minute ago
Unfortunately, I
about
can't let you
how
do
they
that.
don't.
I can't let you do that though. Like the
Oh,
rule.
okay.
Yeah, remember the rules of the live, right?
Oh, okay. Well, then if
Yeah.
then I can be let down. Then that's fine.
Okay. Sorry about that, friend.
No, it's no problem.
Okay.
All right. You guys
All
have a
right.
good live. Have a good show.
Thank you.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Yeah. I hate that like when we have like side conversations and just keep in mind y'all that the rules of the live um like it puts me in like a uncomfortable position, especially when I know that you are friendly and I gotta like reinforce those rules. Like they are there for a reason, and like it doesn't matter if you are friendly, we still have to go by the structure of the live. Okay. Uh, is it Hoavu?
what is going on?
Hoavu? Are you able to come off mute?
Let me. I just sent you a request to come off mute.
They're commenting in the comments.
Maybe something's wrong with the phone.
Are you able? Are you not able to come off mute? All right. Well, for instance, you are able to come off mute or not able to come off mute. Like if you can't come off mute, then we can't have you on stage. Okay. So when you figure it out, come back up. Like got to figure that out. Okay. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to come off mute.
I didn't put him on mute.
Hey, Danny.
Hello.
I didn't either. Nick, hi. How are you?
I'm not too bad.
That's good. Can I get your age, please?
Yeah, I'm 24.
Are you a believer in the God of the Christian Bible? Are you deconstructing or are you an atheist?
Yeah, I believe in God.
In the God of the Bible?
Yeah.
Okay. And what topic did you come up to discuss?
I don't know what you want to talk about.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope. No, there are 4 topics on the board. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What you want to talk
Okay.
about the last one? It's up to you.
No, it's not up to me. Like
I'm a
yeah.
master
I'm sorry.
debater.
No, no, no. I'm not debating you. Like first off, you are a child. I can tell by the way that
I'm
you speak.
24. The
It
fuck?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you're 24. I can tell by the way that you speak, right? That they're like debating you would be a waste of time. This is a
Topic 4.
conversation. Stop unmuting yourself, okay? Like
What?
you already okay. Goodbye, Nick.
Fuck you.
Goodbye. Yep.
Why are
Yep.
the
Not
18
your
year
like.
olds?
Here's the crazy thing. Like your ass is melanated, and you fucking called me a nigger. You aren't white. You're not white. No matter how
What?
much you think you are, right? No matter the little cap that you wear on your head, you aren't white. And the fact, like, look at this, look at your skin. You are who they are trying to drag out of the country. Oh, speaking of which, let me tell y'all, in my brother's neighborhood, y'all, there's a Latino family, right? That, and Nick, you should probably listen to this shit. A Latino family, the mother and father went to Walmart to get groceries. ICE took the mother and father from Walmart. They left their kids at home while you ain't white, bitch. They left the Mexican family, the Mexican mother and father went to Walmart to get groceries, and they left the kids at home, and ICE deported the mother and father. My brother and the neighborhood and the police had to go house to house to find the kids, and they were home
What?
by themselves for 24 hours because they
Mm-mm.
deported the parents while they were at the store getting groceries. You dumb fuck. You aren't white. And you think that you're I'm legal, they're illegal. You think that shit's gonna stop at you? You are stupid as fuck.
They are deporting y'all that are citizens.
You are dumb. No, they don't give a fuck.
It doesn't matter.
The way you look will make them snatch your dumb ass up. They're not checking for your legal status, you dumb fuck.
You do realize it's been all over the news that they are deporting US citizens.
And
You
and then like don't fucking cry to black women, the same black women that you call out of their name, the same black women that you disrespect, you dumb fuck.
dumb fuck. What you mean you're not gonna curse at me? What you gonna do? Like, what the fuck? Why were the 18-year-olds that come up on the stage more mature than boys around his age? Because that's exactly what he acts like.
Fuck you. Fuck you. No, you cannot come on my stage. Take your racist ass on somewhere. I don't even know what to fucking call your ass. Like, you don't even know who the fuck you are. Your racist ass on somewhere. You think uh acting like them is gonna keep you safe, dumb bitch. And then like ain't no fucking way I'd ever sit here, and this is like during the um uh slave fugitive slave act, and I was telling my kids today when my brother called and told me about the babies and what happened to his neighbors. And I
Hmm.
said, can you imagine that this is what people felt like during the fugitive slave act, when
Right.
enslaved people were running to their freedom, and people were willing to turn them in
Mhm.
for a
Yeah.
fucking $1,000. Can you imagine a black person saying, that's what they get, they shouldn't have never run, they shouldn't have never ran away? Like, you are sick. You are the lowest of your community, and if I were Latino, I'd be fucking embarrassed of your bitch ass. Like, I'd be embarrassed of you. I wouldn't even claim you.
Mm.
It's fucking
Mm.
ridiculous. I don't give a fuck. I give less than two fucks. You go over there and teach his ass, Jordan.
What happened?
He talking about he young thinker. Just remember, fuck that shit.
No.
That
He
little
old
young
enough to know
motherfucker
what
just,
he's doing.
yeah, that little young motherfucker was just racist on my stage. You go wipe his ass, Jordan. You go
Did
change his
somebody,
motherfucking diaper.
did y'all block him?
Then go change his diaper, Jordan. Go put a bottle in his motherfucking mouth. Don't tell me to do it. It's on. They're 24 when they're racist. But Lord, let Carmelo Anthony defend himself. Charge him as an adult. They're
Right.
not babies when they're 14 and black. But a whole ass 24 racist ass Latino, I'm supposed to show him some type of fucking grace? You got the
Nope.
game fucked up.
They see, like you said, they see our little 12-year-olds as grown ass men.
That's ridiculous. Y'all holding whole ass dissertations about why Carmelo didn't have the right to defend himself. A kid, that's a child.
You know what? Oh, I forgot to tell you this. So I was listening to a live, right? And this guy that he's supposed to be a civil rights attorney was talking to one of the panelists. And he was like, Carmelo had the right to defend himself, but he still believes that it could have been handled another way because morally, what he did was wrong.
That's
And
what
he was a
that other
Christian.
lady. Yeah, that was a little black girl on Ty's live saying that same shit. Talking about Jesus wouldn't have wanted him to kill him. Jesus wouldn't have wanted him to murder him. Like fuck that shit.
And he was just gonna sit there. And then he said some other shit that I guess people that are college educated have more self-control.
Hold on, Jordan. I could give less than a fuck about your support when you try to tell me as a black woman how to fucking respond to racism. Fuck you and fuck racism and fuck your support. Never that. Never will I need your support that motherfucking bad. I'm sorry, Lala.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I understand. Anyone in nope.
It
All
was
right.
like, like that's some crazy shit. Like, don't ever think. That's why I tell y'all all the time. I'm not a fucking influencer. I'm not an influencer. Don't look at me like I'm an influencer. Don't look at me like I'm gonna change who I am because I need your follow. That ain't me. Don't
Mhm.
expect that from me. And I tell y'all that from the very beginning of me even placing my first TikTok. I've always said that. Don't look at me like that. I'm a human.
Right.
Anyway, if you are a believer, if you're deconstructed, if you're an atheist, the guest box is open. The guest box is open. Goodness, I hope we don't have to do a restart. We only an hour in though, y'all. Let's change the vibe. Maybe we need to listen to
Yeah.
bashes open up in public. I don't know.
Yay.
Don't make me open it in public.
So what?
He has a song called "Open It in Public."
I ain't
That
listened to it, I don't think.
you've not heard that song, man. The song is really good. It is like I can tell. I feel like people are going to end up saying that shit. Like when Bash drops this song, people are going to end up saying, "Man, had to open that up in public."
What what is my profile here? I'm trying to change it.
I don't know, but you sound too young, so I'm going to drop you. Okay?
What? I'm
Yeah,
old
you.
enough.
No, you're not. You're not.
I'm literally an adult. Why do I have to
I
be
don't care
21?
because I said you do. Like y'all need to learn boundaries. God damn. Like you literally see it says 21,
Hmm.
right? It says 21. That means I don't want to talk to a child. Respect that boundary. Goodness gracious.
Okay. All right.
America has that really, really bad. Like
What?
for humans to say, I want to do what I want to do to you, and you should let me.
Want to do and
Like
you
you
should
are the
let me.
problem if I can't treat you the way I want to treat you. You're the problem. If you uh set up parameters for me to have access to you, then you're the problem. You're rude. You're unkind. You're combative. You're inconsiderate. If you are not open to where I can have unlimited access to you, then you are the problem. But don't you
Mhm.
dare cross my boundaries. Don't you dare expect the same thing. Don't you dare expect the same access to me.
Right.
America has that problem bad. King Nop.
I don't even realize what's going on.
Uh, King Nop.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good.
That's good. Can I get your age, please, for TikTok purposes?
39.
And please let me know if you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you're deconstructing, or if you are an atheist.
A believer.
And which topic did you come up to discuss?
Let's see.
Do you know why you came on stage?
Uh, no, I just kind of, well, no, I just looked at my phone and then I was already on there.
Oh, you were they popped you on stage on accident.
Yeah.
Okay, I can take you down. Okay,
All right. Well, I mean, I can go. I picked out one.
okay, which one?
It says, why does 97% of the black community believe in and worship the God and Jesus of Western Christianity?
Okay, what are your thoughts on that?
Um, well, I mean, I only come with one. It's kind of like mine would be just kind of like, well, I mean, for me, it's probably just like from watching my grandparents and them bring me up in church because maybe a lot of times it is like with the people before you believe in, if you choose to kind of go with that or not.
Can you elaborate on that? Like I'm starting to understand that. Like, what do you mean?
I mean, I don't know, it's just kind of like if you're like if your relatives is like I don't know, like basically like if your family's Muslim, like sometimes you'll be Muslim off of that, or if
Oh, you're saying like it depends on how you were
yeah,
raised. Yeah, but
yeah,
like even if that's the case, right? A Muslim is still Abrahamic, right? So
right,
like the majority of black people believe in this Abrahamic God.
right.
The question is why? In today's time, we see what's happening overseas, right?
Mm-hmm.
The and a lot of those people believe in Allah.
Right,
Allah ain't doing nothing to stop that. We see what's happening with in the black community. What is Jesus doing for the African diaspora? In America, black people are the poorest. On the continent is riddled with poverty, violence, genocide. Like what is this God doing? for black people? Whether it's Allah, whether it's Yah, whether it's Jehovah. What is it doing?
Um, I mean, like for me, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I've always had a good experience. Uh,
So did you hear me say, like, for the black community? Like, for some odd reason, the black community, when it comes to this God, becomes individualistic. He does for me. Forget the black community. Like, forget everybody else. I'm okay. And in reality, you're not. You're not. Because the moment white supremacy says that the black community can't have something, or they want to draw some line or some boundary for the black community, it affects you. Just like them taking away DEI, affirmative action. If you have a black daughter, a black mother, a black sister, black women can't create programs and fund each other's businesses because the Supreme Court says no. So y'all think that by you individualizing yourself and saying, when I pray, thank God blesses me, and that you can just ignore the state of the black community as a whole in society, no, it still affects you.
yeah, that's a deep one because a lot of things that you named off, do happen or are things that's going on and that should be changed. Um, I don't know, like that's a hard one, like because I do have friends, that believe different things and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. That's a hard one. That's a hard one. I don't really have an answer for that one because I do see a lot of people suffering and stuff out here, and everyone's different. Like,
Like, what
so,
is it that you think I'm asking you?
basically, like, what you're asking is like, uh, like basically, what is God doing for all of us as a whole, as one?
And you said that's a hard question to answer.
Yeah, it's a very hard question to answer because it's like I see a lot of people that suffer from different things, and a lot of things that you
Do you
named off.
see? Do you see the black community? Do you equally see the black community being blessed from this God, and that's what's making it hard? Like, you see the suffering, you see the inequality, right?
Right.
Do you see the equal blessings from the God, and that's what's making it hard?
Yeah, it's hard because it's like because it's hard because yeah, it's a hard one because I don't know, it's just like because
Let me
it's
see.
like
What name the blessings? Name the equal. Like, you've named the struggles. What are the blessings that's making it hard that your God has done for the black community? That's making this a hard thing.
oh okay, so I'll say like I don't it's different because it's like not every black person believes the same thing and stuff like that, but um
Yeah, but I'm talking about the God you believe in. I'm asking, like, what are the blessings that this God has done for the black community that's making it hard for you to answer this question? You recognize the what he has not done, what he has allowed, right? You recognize where his absence is felt or his silence is felt or acknowledged. Where is he active? Or is that the hard thing, that you can't see or name anything that he's active in, and that's what's making it hard?
like, well, how I could put it would be like, okay, so like other believers that are black that believe, the one thing I can say, like, a lot of them do seem to be happy in spirit. I'll say that a lot of them is happy in spirit, but I mean, but yeah, like a lot of times when you look on the outside and stuff that goes on, it's like you do wonder like why is that allowed or why does that happen? Because because sometimes I do have days where I think stuff like that, but um,
So, are you saying that this God uh, is just like kind of like a D rug? Like it makes black people happy in spirit? Like that's the bulk of what it is? It's like
I
a D
mean,
rug.
to be honest with you, that's how I can kind of describe it. But but I will say, like, for some black people, when they have certain blessings, like whether it's a new car or a raise or something like that, like they will attribute it to God too. But for the most part, like the Christians that I have, other Christians I mean, they were they just had like a happy contentness, whether they were doing good or bad for the most part. I mean, but then I have met Christians that were, you know, super angry about a lot and had a lot of wonders and questions.
Uh, That what you're describing is people being human. None of what you're describing has anything to do with a supernatural entity. Like I'm asking about your God and this relationship with this God that the black community has. 97%, and that's just America. 97% of Americans that are black believe in this God. Less than 70% of Europeans believe in this God. Like some are like 62%, maybe 60 or something like that. Believe in this God. I don't even know if it's that high. Like I think I remember it being like 60 something percent, but it's nowhere near the entire community of white people that believe in this God. And they brought the God to West Africa. It was Europeans that brought this God to West Africa. And we in West Africa had our own belief systems. We had our own gods, right? And we had our own resources, our own gold, right? Our own systems,
Right.
right? But now we've given them our resources, our people, our gold, given away our gods, given up our gods, our ancestors, taken theirs, and now we have the God and poverty and suffering, and they're they're throwing off the God, and they have the wealth, the land, the power. I'm trying to figure out why we still holding on to the thing that they are kicking off, that they're
Well,
shedding.
I, like I don't know if this will solve it, but like I know my mom for her. I remember one time I asked my mom and stuff like a question kind of, I mean, not like what we're talking about, but like, why do you believe or why do you hang on to it? Because, like, okay, so it's like, I believe, and then like my mom, she believes, but then my brother and sister, they're different. But I was just like, I'm like, why do you hang on to it? And she just kind of said, like, basically, that's all she really knows. That's what she said. So she's like, that's all she really knows from. So what I kind of gathered from that is kind of like it was passed down to her. So is what she knows, and then I mean maybe it could be other stuff like fears of going to hell or stuff like that too. But I mean, but
I
that's
mean,
how I can kind of respond.
I can understand that from your somebody that's your mom's age, right? A lot of
Right,
times they don't know how to use technology to do the type of research that we can, right? A lot of
right,
times their thought processes are stuck in the generation that they grew up in, and so they don't think or see the world or have not experienced a lot of the world the way we have, right? But it doesn't explain why people who are our age, right, in our generation, who grew up with the internet, still believe in this God. It doesn't explain that, and why we are willing to settle for, like you said, a good feeling and ignore the fact that you preach to every Sunday, every Wednesday night that this God will supply all your needs according to his riches and his glory. You are taught to pray to the God when you are broken, when you're sick, and the God will heal. You are taught to expect supernatural things from this God.
Right.
As long as you worship it, as long as you follow its commandments. But the God isn't keeping his end of the bargain, and y'all are willing to ignore that. I'm just trying to understand that. Why doesn't that make you stop and say, "Wait, I've been believing in this thing. I was told this thing would perform this way or do this thing. That's not happening. Am I worshiping the right thing? Or am I on the right track?" Like, why don't y'all ever stop to think to evaluate it? That's what I don't understand.
Well, that's a deep one. Um,
Because it's like if you were in a marriage, right? I don't know. Are
right.
you married?
I was a long time ago, but I got a divorce.
And let's say that the reason, I don't know why you got divorced, but in your marriage, if you and your spouse made a agreement with each other, you vowed, right, that y'all would take care of each other. Y'all would both nuggets. Please don't use caps in the comments. That goes for friendlies as well. Thank you. That caps are for mods only and for those with a vision impairment. Let's say that uh you and your spouse made a vow to each other to protect each other, to provide for each other, right?
Right.
To not cheat on each other. When you are hungry, your spouse will make sure that, if you can't feed yourself, your spouse will be there to feed you if you're sick, and vice versa, right?
Right.
But every time you need your spouse, they're not there. Every time you call their phone, they don't answer. But you see them taking care of other people.
Right.
Would you stay married to that spouse?
No.
So if why are you doing that with this God? Why are black people doing that with this God?
I mean, from my experience, but I can't speak for everybody. But which I wish I had an answer for that too. But I don't know, like, so like when my sister like told me about different belief systems and different things like that. For me, it's like even when I try those things, it's like I always just came back to the Bible and stuff like that. Like it just didn't work out for me. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Why? But I guess I hear you saying that it's tough, and I'm guessing it's tough because you have such respect for the God, or fear for the God. You know, another promise that the God has not made good on.
What's that?
This fear that y'all have. The y'all are afraid to like question it, right?
Right.
And you believe that if you were to question it, that there's some punishment, that the God is gonna like strike you down or do something to you and your kids. But just like this God isn't making good on its promises to protect, to provide, it ain't making good on that promise of striking you down either for questioning it. And that's another thing that y'all are willing to ignore. Y'all are afraid of something that you've never seen happen. Like you've never seen this God strike anybody down. But that fear, that thought keeps you in place, even though you've never seen that happen.
That's deep.
Did you have anything else? I don't know if you want to like.
No, I just want to say, thank you for having me on, and all. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's hard because it's like you do say a lot of things that do make sense, and I know, and I get what you mean. Like when you're talking about like the difference between like my mom's age group compared to mine's, how we have more information and more things out there to look at. I mean, I research stuff too, so like I know that I know the dark sides of it too, but I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's pretty deep stuff. It's just a lot to think about.
Yeah, like I don't know how y'all like as believers of this God claim to have access to the highest conscience, right? The highest of intelligence, and not expect to think on a deep level about that. Like a lot of believers or followers of this God are very surface level thinkers. And I have no idea how allowing yourself to not think, how a person expects to even go get to a higher level of conscious without going deep. Like that, I don't get that. And like a lot of questions that I'm asking right now are not really deep. Like they're just logic, right? But I get it. I get it. It sounds deep because you've not ever allowed yourself to go there out of fear because of the indoctrination. But if you plan on, like, if you, if it, even if you did believe in this God, right?
Right.
Pondering on the things about the God, right, would be the only way to go deeper in that thing. Like, I don't even like if you, let's say if you were into tech marketing technology, right?
Right.
One of the ways that I learned about the industry that I'm in is I read a hell of a lot of books. I studied a hell of a lot of marketing um, tech. I immersed myself in that field, right? So that I knew how to talk the lingo. I knew how to develop my product. I had to go deeper into that field in order to learn more about it. But for some reason, a lot of believers, like, they don't read their Bible. They don't study the history of their religion. Most of y'all don't even know how Christianity started, or don't know how the book that you are calling the word of your God, how it even got put together. You don't know about the lives of the men who are claiming to have been chosen for that purpose. And I'm not talking about the disciples in the book. I'm talking about the people outside the book who uh, designated themselves as the authorized chosen of God to decide what was scripture and what was not scripture, what was canon and what was not, what was sin and what was not. Most of y'all don't say, well, who is he? Why should I listen to him? It does he live the type of life he's telling me that I'm supposed to live? And when I ask that question, I say, does it matter the life that King James lived or anybody lived? And a black believer would tell me, no, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't fucking understand that. Why would that not matter?
Well, yeah, it does matter. I know with King James, he also made like a demonology book too. So
Yeah, but y'all quote that a lot and without doing the research behind that. The reason why he did that was so he would know what people were practicing in his uh parish. Like he wasn't in his kingdom. Like he wasn't into demonology. He wasn't doing that to tell people to practice demonology. But people recite that over and over and over again without doing their own research on it.
yeah. Well, I just want to say thank you for having me on, Thinker.
You're welcome, King Nop. I hope you have a good night. Okay, thank you for
Yeah,
coming in.
I took a lot away from this. I learned a lot, and like you said, people just need to research more. So I think I'm gonna do some more digging. But I got a lot out of it. So it wasn't a bad experience, and I watch your channel from time to time. So I hear a lot of interesting stuff. So thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome. I appreciate you. Happy researching.
Uh, Take care.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, y'all, let's get these likes to 150, please. Thinker, please reset your gift goal.
Yes, ma'am. Nelly, you want to do the next one?
Sure, if my signal don't go out.
All right. If it goes out, I'll come in.
All right, thank you. I can't see their name. I'm on my phone, so I'm not on my tablet.
Miss Independent.
No, no, no.
What was that?
I
What?
don't know. They're playing. I'm gonna take them down.
What's their name? I can't see it. I apologize. It's on my phone.
Empress Pat.
Empress Pat, are you there?
That wasn't an accident. They put in the comments that they wanted to come on stage. They did that shit on purpose.
Empress Pat, are you there?
Okay, hold on.
Guess not.
Uh, um, CRM Hollis. Some scholars say that he like it's more likely that there was a man by the name of Yeshua that did exist. Actually, there were many men by the name of Yeshua that did exist. And so it. I mean, he probably was someone that had a cult back then. You put in the comments that you wanted to come on stage, Miss Independent. 6'5". 6'5". Okay. All right, y'all. If you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you're deconstructing, or if you are an atheist, the guest box is open. No, I think that was a teacher. I think she came up on accident. Looking at her bio, she teaches GED classes. Or he. So I think that was a teacher. I think that really was an accident. All right, y'all. It is Wednesday morning. It is 12:35 a.m. And the
It's
guest,
not-
huh?
Oh, I didn't know
Lala.
you could hear me. I said, ooh. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I don't know why it keeps doing that.
but it took you off mute,
Yeah.
huh? Is something wrong with
No.
your phone?
I don't know what's going on.
Um. All right, y'all. It is 12:36 a.m. Central Standard Time. We have 500 people watching the stream right now. 423 on TikTok with another 60 on YouTube. The guest box is empty. If you are a believer in the God of the Bible, if you're deconstructing or thinking about it, if you are an atheist or a nerd and you want to come on stage and start a conversation, feel free to do so. Keep in mind, y'all, if we have to sit here and there is no conversations happening, uh, we'll we will end early and then we'll be back on Thursday night. So we're not doing Thursday morning lives anymore. Last Thursday was the last Thursday morning live. We will have one 24-hour live once a month, as a fundraiser for a different nonprofit, once a month to raise money for different causes. But after tonight's live, we'll be back on Thursday night at 11 p.m. And if you are in the Discord, if you have some spare time tomorrow night, let us know. Check the decompression corner and let us know if you can hop in. I don't know. I don't know that we need as many people. Probably just a few people that can help um, be a sounding board for a community member that needs it. Yeah. Can the mod please send Easy the link to the Discord? Easy, you should have been in the Discord.
All right. Let me
Huh?
see if they're. All right, I'll send it.
Thank you. Uh, Brianna needs the link too. Rebecca needs the link. Adama needs the link.
Make sure I can get into your messages so you can't be private. Okay.
Hey, Dream, how are you?
I think I'm doing well.
That's good. What you got?
I was looking at the last topic, and I know that Christianity has a lot. The reason why Black people believe in Christianity has a lot to do with colonialism and slavery. And I was just pondering the fact that the reason Black people haven't really, like as a whole, as a community, haven't stepped away from that God is because of all of marginalization and discrimination that we face. So it's like Black people need that God in order to believe that there's something better. And so that's why most Black people can't let it go.
Yeah, I can see that. That's like saying like they need hope, right?
Right.
And I was talking to somebody from the continent yesterday, and I asked that question because a lot of times when I am talking to Christians from the continent, they say, "Well, we need something to believe in because we need hope. And the response that I got yesterday from the person I was talking to was, they need more than hope, right? They need strategy.
Yeah.
And so like I get it that every like they need to believe that something better is coming, and they can still believe that something better is coming without the God, but that them believing and holding on to the God that something better is coming and that something better never comes, and they're singing songs like I don't mind waiting, it's kind of productive, right? Like saying that, oh, I need the God so that I can believe that something better is coming, and then saying, but I don't mind waiting on that something better.
I 100% agree. And I think that, like, it's so hard to step away from Christianity because the pillars of Christianity that, like, every other religion is wrong and demonic. It's God works in mysterious ways. Like, the indoctrination is such a brainwashing that, like, you can't say, oh, this doesn't exist. Like, you just can't. I've been able to do it. A lot of other people have been able to do it, but I just like I can see where it's like I like so much has gone wrong in my life. I don't get fairly. Housing is hard, employment is hard. All of these different discriminations that affect Black people. But if you can pray into something, it makes it coping with it that much easier. Because I don't think YT people need God the way that Black people need God.
It, I get it. I agree. There's something like one of my family members is going through something right now, and what they're going through, it makes you wish that there was something supernatural where you could say, hey, go over there and heal their heart,
Right.
right? But the reality is that there isn't. And like, even if I, believed in this God, I could ask the God to heal my family member's heart, but that is up to my family member to, when they're ready for their heart to be healed,
And it's
you know?
also something that's so interesting to me is like, I don't think people really do believe in God the way that they say they do, that God has all these miraculous healing powers. Because if I'm in the kitchen and I cut my thumb off, I'm not going to drop to my knees and pray to God. I'm going to call the ambulance.
Right.
you know?
But they would say that that is God. Um, God gave you the thought. God gave you the intelligence to call the ambulance. That in itself, with you having the logic, right, the wherewithal to call an ambulance and go to the hospital, they would say that's God.
Yeah. That it's like the arguments that they stand behind and support don't really make sense out loud. When you put their faith on a table in front of them, you don't really choose it. Like, it's like, I don't know. But thank you so much. I just want to come up. I'm gonna go back to the comments.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate that.
All right, love.
I love you too. I was thinking, like, even that, like, thinking about, like, when you have a family member that's going through something and people are like, oh, I'm gonna pray for you, and you do want to, like, praying for them, or talking to the ancestors makes it feel like you're doing something for that person that's hurting. The most effective thing to do, I think, if that person allows it, is to show up for that person and actually be
Right.
there, right?
Mm-hmm.
um be a sounding board for them when they need it. Like, if they just want to vent to you, right? If you are mentally, at a place where you can handle that, just, be that. If you have
Right.
some experience that you can share with them because you've gone through the same thing, and just sharing your experience, if they're open to that, not forcing it on them, but if they're open to that, be that, right? I think that it's a lot of times might be the hardest thing for people to do, is actually showing up um for another human. And it's easier to just send a thought and a prayer and you
I
feel
always
like
said
you've
that
done
was a cop
something.
out.
Yeah.
Like,
I think we're all
oh,
guilty
I'm
of
gonna
it.
pray for you. Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna pray for you. That doesn't like really there's not much that goes into that,
The
you
chaplain
know.
wants to know what's wrong with it. If you can send, if the person is open for a prayer of resilience, like the chaplain hasn't listened to anything that I've said.
Who?
The chaplain
Where? I
in the
don't see
comments.
it. I
Dante's
don't see.
Inferno. Dante's
Oh,
Inferno. Like asking that question tells me that he didn't listen to what I said. Like I
do
literally
they
said,
ever?
no, they don't, unfortunately. No, like literally, Dante, stop it. You were here when I said that praying for a person, you could pray for a person's heartbreak to go away, but it's up to that person when their heart heals. Praying for them isn't gonna make their heart heal any faster. It isn't even gonna help their heart heal. But showing up, literally, I said it right before you commented what you commented, Dante.
Or did?
Showing up for them is more impactful than sending a thought or a prayer. You're not listening. It makes you, as the person sending the thought, sending the prayer, it makes you feel better because you feel helpless and you feel like there's nothing that you can do. You don't want to see your loved one hurting. And so the prayer is more about you than it is about that person who's hurting, who's suffering, because you feel like you've done something. But the harder thing is to physically show up, is to actually show up. The harder thing is to go into your bank account. The harder thing is to sit there and listen and let them cry in your ear or on your shoulder. It's to take them out to dinner when you really just want to be in the house and Netflix and chill. But the harder thing is to call them and say, hey, you want to get out the house? I know you're going through something. Let's go to dinner. And it's not that you don't want to sit at dinner with them because you don't like them. It's because you're set in your ways and you're an introvert and it feels comfortable to be in the house and you've been working all week and you're tired and your bed sounds good, your covers feel good, and the remote in your hand and Netflix sounds good. But the harder thing is getting up, getting out, taking that person out to help them heal, getting their mind off things. That's the harder thing, like actually showing up. But if you can lay in bed with your remote, with your cover around your neck, with your ice cream or popcorn or fat moles, and you just send a thought or a prayer, you did something. That's more about you than them. And then when you talk to them, you're like, oh, I've been praying for you. I'm praying for you. That's about you. That's what I'm saying. Because honestly, like it ain't easy. It ain't easy to be there all the time. Y'all, the guest box is open. Exactly, Sequoia. It's just like an apology. Like the apology, like that's why like when believers come on stage after they've showed their ass, then they hit request again and they come up and they say, I just want to apologize. Like the apology is for them because they can't go back. They cannot get on their knees before they go to bed and talk to their God after they showed their ass and cost us out on stage. So them coming back to apologize is not because they really feel that they treated us wrong or disrespected us, is so that when they get on their knees and talk to their God, they have no guilt. And then their God will hear their prayer because they are no longer a sinner at that point. What's up, dog bite?
What's up? I got a quick question.
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I know you've been doing this a while, and I know your mom's still a believer. I just wanted to get your take on this. So I told you before, like I don't get a chance to talk about this stuff like around like friends and family and stuff around me that's Christians because they don't ever want to talk about it. They just like every time I try to have like a debate or talk about it, they just shut it out. So recently, like the last couple of weeks, I start posting on my TikTok. I'm just reading the Bible. So, like for instance, like a couple weeks ago, I read the chapter about when God sent the 42 bears. I mean, sent the two bears to kill 42 children. At the end, I always say like God said, "Fuck them kids." And then a couple of days ago, I I read the story of Job. So I'm just reading the story. And at the end, I said, God said, "Fuck Job, fuck his wife, fuck his kids, all that." And so my mom sent me a text. So she follows me on TikTok. And she sent me a text today like, why are you keep putting your twisted version of the Bible on TikTok? You have no other platform to put on there. Who is asking you to keep your atheist views on there? I wish you would stop it. Not a good look. Keep your views to yourself. So, so
What?
this is my mom said. So I called her and it went straight to voicemail. And then so I called her cell phone and I called her house phone. I knew she was at home and she didn't answer. And she said, I don't want to talk to you right now. So she kept texting me back, and I'm like, y'all like to stick to the warm and fuzzy stories and not all the grimy stuff on there. I'm like, all I'm doing is reading the Bible. I'm like, and you telling me like to keep my views to myself. I'm like, Christians make videos all the time talking about praise God this and praise like that, so I can't talk. And then like all I'm doing is reading the Bible. So basically, I'm just asking, like, so I know because you make a lot of videos, you do these lives all the time. Like, what does your family think of like all this stuff that you put like? Because I know a lot of your family still believe it. So, how do you deal with your family telling you why are you doing this and why are you, like that?
So first off, my mom doesn't have TikTok, but if she did, she would be blocked. Um, she is blocked on Facebook too because I did start like posting stuff on Facebook a couple of years ago and
Yeah.
saying stuff, and then my family would text me, like my little cousins or my nieces. They would text me and they would say, "You trying to start some shit?" And so my mom is blocked on Facebook, and she knows it. My brother, who's a pastor, he's blocked on TikTok because I'm not. I don't want to. They know what I talk about, but I don't want to get into the arguments that I used to get into with them. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Like I used
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like dog drag like arguments with them. My brother, one of my oldest brother, comes in here all the time. He has since started deconstructing. He still believes in God, but he is on his path of deconstructing. He does lives as well, but his lives are focused on like social issues,
Hmm.
and so he's implementing some deconstruction into his lives now. My another older brother of mine came in the live one night while there was a Hebrew Israelite on stage, and that the guy that was on stage was disrespecting me, like disrespecting all of us on stage, and
Yeah.
my brother started commenting, and he was defending the guy on stage, and he like taking up for
Really?
him. Yes,
I was waiting for you to
yes,
say that he started taking up for you or something. That's
no.
crazy.
And so I'm going head to head with the guy on stage while reading my brother's comments at the same time, and I'm like my heart broke.
Yeah.
And then I started getting text messages from him at the same time. So I got the Hebrew Israelite coming at me and my brother coming at me, and from the chat and from text messages. And he was like, "Oh, why are you doing this? You've dedicated your life to discrediting God and blah blah blah." And eventually, that conversation led to us blocking each other. And something happened shortly after that with my niece, which is his daughter, And I was the only one out of the whole family that showed up and that sat with him. Even though he had said the things that he had said to me, I was the only one at the hospital with him that sat with him the whole time. And he
That's crazy.
said, he was like, man, he said, out of all the Christians, he was like, not even mama. He was like, you're the one that was here. Like they called, right? They did the whole thing,
Yeah.
But I was the only one that sat there with him that showed up. And I was still on block.
Right.
But and I don't know if y'all remember that I had to shut the live down. I had got a message and I had to shut the live down. And
Yeah, I think I
and
remember.
yeah, immediately left and went. But the I would say probably about 3 months ago, 2 3 months ago, he I like after all of that happened at the hospital, I unblocked him. I don't know if he unblocked me, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But 2 or 3 months ago, I ended up getting a text from him, and he was like, "Call me, sis." And so as soon as I called him, he said, "You were right." And I apologize. And then he started telling me that he had created another account. He was still listening to the live under a different account. And he started doing his own research. He started reading the Bible for himself. And he was like, man, like this is the devil. He's like, this ain't, he's like, he said, what does God want with all those virgins? I was like, I don't know.
Right.
But so now he's where I was when I first started deconstructing. So he's trying to get my brother and my sister to see what he's learning. And I told him, I was like, you can't do that. Like the same way that I didn't push it on y'all, you can't push it on them, you know?
Right.
And I told him, like, as you're learning things, if you need to talk about the things that you're learning, call me, don't call them. Don't put it in the family chat. But he still does it. He still does it. He's gonna have to learn the hard way because
Yeah, because they
he's
gonna
in the
start talking
process.
something to him, or they gonna pull
Oh,
him
they
back.
already are. They already are.
Yeah.
You know. And then my little sister, she comes in the chat almost every morning. She listens to the live, but she's a missionary. She respects that I don't believe in God, and I respect that she does. We just went to the theater and dinner together 2 weeks ago, and we didn't talk about that. Like we wasn't there to talk about this guy. We were there to spend time with each other as sisters and enjoy the theater.
Right.
Um, so like I had to learn how to set boundaries, if that makes sense. Just because
Yeah.
she's my mom and I love her to death, just because she's my mom doesn't mean that she um is entitled to access into this part of my life. This is my journey, my life, and it doesn't have like she doesn't get to decide what that is.
Right.
And just like she posts on Facebook Jesus and her prophecies and stuff, I have every right to post what I don't believe in or talk about what I, you know what I'm
So
saying?
that's the part I don't get, because like when she said that to me, I'm like, but Christians and like y'all post stuff, and even she does. I'm like, every Sunday before you go to church, you always posting some kind of like Christian prophecy or something like that. Like you post Christians about time, but why do I gotta keep my views to myself? But y'all get to talk about Jesus and God this all the time, but you got a problem with what I say, so I didn't get that.
That's why I asked the question, um, like how does my non-belief affect them? Like I don't get it. Like why are you offended by the fact that I don't believe? And because we can articulate why their belief affects us, right? We
Right.
can show that in society. We can pull up laws. Look what's happening today with different things in the world because of people who believe that a God said a thing. We can articulate that. They can't articulate why they give a damn about us publicly saying that we don't believe.
And I think is more prevalent I see, because I don't see it in probably just because I'm not around it, but with white tea people, like they don't like if they have family members or people that's Christians there and they not, they just like, oh, that's crazy and keep moving. But for black people, like, oh, they think you said you killed somebody. I mean, unalive somebody or something,
Yeah,
like you said you talking about God, you crazy, like you go, like y'all just sound and it's just brainwashing. I don't get it. So, and then like a lot of them. like assume that just because you don't believe in God that you're not a good person. I'm like, most of y'all, like, I haven't believed in God for real since I was in high school. I'm like, I just haven't been outward about it like I am now. And like a lot of friends that I've been friends with for 20 plus years, I'm like, I haven't believed in God as long as you know me. You know I'm a good person, I'm cool people. So like you know that that's not true. That if you're not a believer, you're not a good person. And my family that know me know I'm good people. So I'm like, it's just I'm like, I don't get it. And it's just the fact that they feel like you can't talk about it, but they can talk about this stuff all the time. I don't get it.
Because the thing is what they are not recognizing is that they they didn't have a piece of knowledge or a piece of information about you, right?
Yeah,
And this whole time, that whole time since you were in high school, you didn't believe in this God, but they saw you as a good person. And then the moment that they learned that information, the only person that changed was them, not you.
right, right.
And they refuse to even look at themselves and say, well, why am I now, like, why did I change the way that I see him? Because he's still the same person. Nothing's changed. He didn't believe in the God then, he doesn't believe in the God now. He's still the same person, but the only person that's changed in this situation is me. They're
Right.
not able to do that introspection, right? And then, like, you know what it sounds like is when they say, "Oh man, you don't believe in God, man. You
Yeah,
you you talking about God?"
yeah.
It sounds
That's.
like, "Don't you talk about Master like that?"
I was just about to say that. So when I brought that up, I'm like, it's something. When I started talking about the black, I'm like, it sounds like saying like you talking about massa. Like, oh no, massa
Yeah,
come. That's it. Sounds just like that. But yeah, it's crazy. And then when they say that, like, and then and a lot of them know, like, a lot of them probably just assume I did. But I'm like, I haven't, like, the only time I go to church is for somebody's funeral or somebody's wedding. Like, when the last time I've been to church for real? Like, just because I haven't, like, been showing the outward, I'm like, just think about it. Like, y'all go to church. Like, I don't never go to churches, y'all. Like, you just assumed I was just because you think everybody is black is Christian. But now that I'm talking about it, now you offended or now you think something wrong with me. Like, no, something's wrong with you.
yeah,
And then
exactly.
and
But
the thing is,
they
I'm not
can't
just
look at themselves.
right. And then the thing is, like, oh, as far as my TikToks, I'm like, I'm not even like all I'm doing is reading the book. Like the stuff that I'm talking about, it's just stuff you probably never heard of or stuff that you have heard and you just glaze right past. But I mean, because I know for me, I didn't really learn like the stuff about the bears and then like the real story of Job and like a lot of stuff I learned from you or just doing my own research. It's a lot of stuff that I mean, I learned about a whole bunch of Bible stories when I was a kid, but it's all the warm and fuzzy stuff. Like a lot of this dark stuff and a lot of a lot that he loves, all this stuff about virgin girls and all that. I'm like, I didn't learn this stuff until I started deconstructing. So I'm like, this stuff you just don't like hearing it because it's offending you. Like you know deep down that it's not right, but you just dismiss it because oh God gonna get you type. Like so it's just stupid.
I'm gonna tell you, like, what this lady told me was to just continue, um, just live your life, right? And
Oh yeah,
don't,
it's not stopping nothing this way.
yeah, and eventually they're going to get curious,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
they'll start asking questions or either doing their own research. And it might not be all of them, but somebody's gonna say, "Hey, dog, I started like
yep,
wondering," and
yeah.
you know,
'Cause I see my niece. She looks at him. She hasn't said anything yet. So my uncle is a pastor. And she was raised like, and so when I grew up in church, my uncle was a pastor of church. So that's how everybody in our family got into this whole thing. And she grew up with him. That's her. I mean, that's not a real dad, but that's whole other stuff. But anyway, so she watched my videos and she haven't said nothing to me about it. So like she'll text me every now and then, but it has nothing to do with the videos. But I know she watches them. 'Cause I can see them. So I'm just waiting for like next time I go home with someone in my family to ask about some of the stuff. So it's gonna be real interesting.
it's very interesting that it's just you reading the Bible, and that's what she calls atheism, though.
Yeah. And talking about what if I'm putting my own stuff on there and keep my views to myself. That I thought that was funny. But yeah, I'm not gonna block because I want her to hear it. So I'm not gonna block her. I'm like if you don't want to hear it, just don't watch it. Like you can easily skip past it. You don't have to watch the video. Because and
um,
then she even commented on a couple like, stop doing this. Like if you go to come to videos, her name on it, she likes you should stop doing this. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna stop. But
because the
yeah,
thing is, what she's worried about, right?
what?
other church members or other members in the
Oh
community
yeah, yeah,
knowing
yeah,
that you're an
yeah. Yep,
atheist, and it's
yep,
more about that's gonna embarrass me.
yep.
I got a child that don't believe in God.
The
Like,
funny thing is, like when I was in church, when I was a quote unquote Christian, my mom was in them parents that she sent her kids to church. She didn't go to my mom didn't become a Christian until I was actually when I started deconstruction, like when I went to college and left my home. That's when I started like paying attention and started learning all that. And that's when she started going to church. My whole time from a little kid all the way up until I was in high school, my mom never went to church. She sent us to church, my uncle and her sister to church, but she never actually went. And I remember they used to always, I think like maybe one time in my life, growing up, she might have came like on Easter once. But other than that, we went to church every Sunday. She would never go. So it is funny hearing her like doing this stuff now. I'm
wow.
like, you didn't even go to church when I was a kid.
So what made her start going to, like, what made her get this zealous?
I don't know. It's funny. Like I said, uh, we grew up in like a crazy household. It was like a lot of abuse stuff going on for like my stepfather and all that, and she just was sending us to church, and she didn't go. And then for some reason, when she got him out of her life, and when I went up to college, and she started finally going to church when she started getting out the house stuff, and now she turned into this Christian and all that. And I'm like, you didn't even go to church
Oh.
though. My first 18 years of my life, you did not go to church, and now the next 20, you talking about how you acting like you this big Christian and all that. So yeah,
Oh, that's interesting how she's not even willing to even give you the grace that she gave herself when she was when she was younger. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, yeah,
But
like
she
that's
said, she like, I
interesting.
know you're atheist now, but I still love you. Like,
What?
she's like, you believe what you want to believe. I believe what I don't believe, but I still love you. It's just funny to me. So like I said, like I said, I'm not gonna block her. Like, no, man, I'm just keep posting. If you gonna keep watching it, it's gonna stick. Or I just like trolling them too. So if you gonna watch, I'm gonna get a kick out of it.
Lord, my mama would feel like she would feel like it was like the biggest betrayal. Like the arguments that we used to have. Oh
Yeah.
goodness. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I can't wait till my uncle that's passed out, man, when he find out, I know it's because he like to talk too, just like in general. So I know that's about to be a long conversation, but I'm like, it is what it is. It is. So, but yeah, that's all I had. I just wanted to bring it up, but thanks for the info though.
You're welcome. Good luck with all that.
All right, thank
All
you.
right.
Let me
You're
down.
welcome. I got you. Sequoia?
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awake.
All right.
Um,
Are you a believer? Are you deconstructing? Or are you an atheist?
um, I guess I would say atheist. Deconstructing, that was a while ago.
Okay.
A long while
And
ago.
okay. And how old are you?
I am 33.
Okay. And what topic did you come up to discuss?
Um, Many pastors skip the uncomfortable parts of biblical times. Um, I noticed, especially when I was younger, because I know as an adult it's like harder to talk to adults about stuff. That when you brought up things that didn't quite align with what the pastor was pushing on stage, it was shut down immediately by a completely different portion of the Bible that had nothing to do with the atrocity that happened in the Bible, like flooding or people being enslaved or like acts that God committed in slight retaliation to the people he allegedly loves so much.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, so you just said that he loves us all, but in that part of the Bible, he didn't like us so much and he also hurt people. So even when people follow these commandments, God can still like reach this part of him that is, and I don't even know why it's a he because I was told that it was air, but that's just me.
You was told it was air?
It's like God just is, like he has no form. So I was just kind of like, okay, so like why y'all keep calling Jesus God?
Yeah, that is interesting that you were so I've heard that outside of church like that, the God is breath because of the spirit, the ruach. But I've never like in church it's never been preached that he was breath or just air. So like you were saying in church you were taught that?
Yeah, I was a kid. It was like I started going to church with my grandma, but I really just started going because they gave us candy and my mom didn't give us candy at home. But But they were like, yeah, we were reading like the beginning books in Genesis, and they're like, God just is. Like, he's the air that we breathe. He's the wind that blows. And then like they skipped a bunch of books and then they were like, God is Jesus. And then I was like, rewind. When did
Like
that
what
happen?
happened?
And they're like, don't ask questions. Stop asking so many questions. Just believe. God just wants us to believe. I said, when the last time you talked to God? Did he tell you that? Did he leave that on the voicemail? I asked a lot of questions. People did not like me at church.
I bet you got in
When
trouble
people
a
saw
lot.
me, they looked the other way.
So how old were you asking these types of questions?
I was like 8.
Wow. There's a lot of young curious people in here. Like I didn't start quite well, I questioned a lot, but I didn't um like start asking like real hard questions until I became like maybe a teenager, like 14, 15, 16 years old. And I had already started rebelling. But like 8 years old, that's impressive.
Thanks. What? It, maybe I was just made with a no nonsense concept of life.
I
Because
can
if
get
it
that,
don't
but
make sense, I don't understand why you wouldn't want to answer the question. Why wouldn't you want it to make sense? Especially if you're trying to convince me to be a Christian. Why would you tell me to be quiet? Why wouldn't you have an answer for everything? And like not even an answer for everything where it's like invalid, but like an answer for everything like I could slightly like fall into that trap.
yeah. I can understand that. Like when I was young, though, they talked about Mary so damn much, and how what Mary did was so special that I wanted to be Virgin Mary when I was young. I wanted to
Okay,
grow up and be Virgin Mary.
Mary scared me.
Really?
I was scared because I was like, what if I get older and I don't want a kid? And then all of a sudden people like, Jesus in your belly. Cause like in middle school, I was like, I'm not having no kids. My friend was like, why you don't want kids? I said, I don't like y'all. I said, I really don't like y'all. Like, I don't want more of us. We get on my nerves.
Yeah, I can feel that.
And here I am working with kids, right?
Oh, do you?
I do. Um, it's not hard. It's really not hard. I'm actually, if you leave me in the classroom with the kids, they're all quiet. And then they tell me about like what they're doing in life. The one girl was like, I got a present I'm getting from my mom. And it's like a real big present. I said, how big is it? And she like opened her arms really big. And I was like, oh, wow. I was like, you got money. She said, oh, no, I didn't get it yet because I got to order it. I said, ooh,
What grade do you
okay.
teach?
Huh? I don't teach. I just sit with the kids. I just be chilling. I got my 1-to-1 student. He be chilling next to me. I told the kids I was tired. I said, y'all do whatever y'all want because obviously don't nobody care. And Miss LaCoy is tired. So here we are. And they were like, oh, so let me tell you about my life.
Yeah, kids are really interesting, especially at this generation of kids. They're very inquisitive, and I like that. And I think that they will be the generation that ends up helping to usher this belief system. Like Christianity probably won't go anywhere, but the belief system that um, is plaguing our society this generation of kids are going to give it a run for their money. I think.
I think they'll change the narrative of it,
Yeah.
like influence how people view Christianity. But like you said, like Christianity is not just going to evaporate. It took a lot of time to get people to believe that they should be slaves.
Right. And they're fighting to keep that mindset. Like they're fighting hard right now to reinforce that mindset. And they're aiming at the young generation to try to get them on their side, but the kids are fighting back against that. And so like a lot of what we see right now are the boomers and millennials that are perpetuating a lot of the hate that we see and co-signing a lot of the bullshit. And it looks like they want us to believe that it's the Gen Z and Gen Alpha that's on their side, but that's who they're aiming for. They're trying to get them on their side, but I think that they're fighting.
Yeah, and also shelters are like one of the number one places in my mind for recruiting people.
Oh, really?
Religion. Because, like, I was in a shelter some years ago, and they were like, it was like this pastor, and you could tell that, like, he was just like drug and alcohol, smug and out, and I guess fluid free for like a period of time, but it wasn't like the easy kind, like, gardening. It wasn't the easy kind. And he was like, "Oh, let me get you guys' numbers so that we can talk to you and update you all on what time church starts." And I was like, I don't go to church, and I don't think you need my phone number. Which, that was a weird thing to ask from women as a man in a shelter with your wife and an alleged advocate. So
He worked for the shelter?
it was the
Or was he
Salvation
like a
Army.
pastor? Oh, the Salvation
It
Army.
was the Salvation Army. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm the pastor, and I'm here to talk to you guys about." It was like I think a 30-minute session where he talked about God and the beauty of God and the miracles that God performs. And he's like, "Yeah, you just got to trust. You just got to keep driving like in a car. You just keep going. You can't stop and pause because you might miss a blessing." And then I was looking like, I hope none of these people in here is believing this man, because his jaw keep going left and right at the bottom. Like, he can't even keep his mouth in one place.
Oh, you
And
say.
like, no shade, the man did not fully seem like God was on his side. If there is a God, he was not working in his favor.
Oh my gosh, Nicole.
If there's one, he was not doing the marketing thing that they think he
Oh
be
my
doing.
gosh. Oh my goodness.
I'm just saying. Cause like, I talked to my mom, who I have had cut off for for a pretty long time now. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I was in the shelter, and they got us going to church like every weekend, and I'm starting to feel good." And I'm like, "Mom, isn't that the reason that you wasn't okay like a few years ago? Like, you kept praying and like you kept getting worse, and like I depression, mental health, all of that is like so real, and like so many people are like like so ingrained into religion that they try to like pray it away. And like, since the Bible is a whole gaslight, they think that it's helping them. So like, by they I mean my mom, because that's the person that I know that's like doing it. Like, she's like, "Oh yeah, and I read my devotionals every day, and I'm starting to feel better." And I'm kind of like, you left the environment that was hurtful, and like you brought some of the habits with you. Like, I totally get it. I had to leave my environment because being in the same place and trying to like deconstruct and unpack, it's just like getting on the bus and sitting right next to it.
Yeah, I get that. And I think too, because like one thing my dad used to like help with the homeless a lot, and he would have the fellowship hall open so that people could have a place to sleep, or he would go and pick people up from the homeless shelter and bring them to church on Sundays. But I think that lie that we were told that the reason why a person is in the place that they're in is because they're choosing it. And I think a lot of our society who were Christian or are Christian still to this day, we didn't, because like in church they don't talk about the history of racism. You know, they don't preach on the history of slavery other than the fact that we were cursed or enslaved and God got us through it. Right? They don't talk about the systems that were set up. Um, they don't talk about uh, the patriarchy. Like they don't talk about any of that. And what they preach is you're in the position that you're in because you chose that because of sin. And so I think when they were like talking to them in the shelters, that they really believe that those like that people that are in those positions are there because they just want to and they don't want to obey a God. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Mhm.
even for me, like I was an adult when I fucking learned what misogyny was, even though I had been experiencing this shit. Does that make sense?
No, it makes perfect sense. They don't talk about it because they're doing it. That's
Yeah.
why they don't talk about it. They're implementing it. Like there's so many people that are homophobic that are like followers of God. And like I talked to this one guy and like I just stopped talking to him completely. I stopped picking up his phone calls because he was like, man, gay people ain't supposed to exist. It's not supposed to be man and man. Like they not supposed to exist. And I said, hold on, they not supposed to exist? What are you talking about? Oh, that's not natural. That's not what God wants. And then I said, how do you know what God wants? If God didn't want people to be a certain way, then he wouldn't have made people. You know? Like why would people be here that are together with people that they find beautiful that just happen to be the same, gender as them or sex as them? And then like where do y'all think people come from? Y'all claim that God makes people, but then he makes people and then y'all be like something wrong with that person. He made you. Something seemed like it's wrong with you too. So what we got to
That
say for
part,
you?
like I don't know why they be acting like they so perfect, like they're the default. That I don't get. Like
Yeah, it's just weird and I don't understand it. I just me personally, I don't think it's my place to judge anybody.
right,
Either I like you or I don't like you. It's simple. There's no in between. I don't like you sometimes. I don't only like you when you in drama. Like I either like you or I don't. And that's the role that I play in life. When I'm at work, I don't have no friends. If anybody's my friends, it's the kids, and they not my friend by force. They decided that I was their friend for some reason, and I don't know why.
it's probably your personality, Sequoia. You're very bubbly. You
Uh,
ever?
One of the students was like, Miss she's never tired. And I said, please don't lie on my name. Don't put that on my name. I'm tired. And my student's like, she is tired. Look at her. Look at her. She's tired. I said,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
exactly. I'm exhausted. So, I'm really not bubbly. I'm super like, I stay by myself. I don't like people talk too much for me.
I swear you sound like another me. Like that's how I am. I can talk to people when there's something to talk about. But like if
Yes.
yes, like don't just come and plop down next to me and then just start talking about shit that I don't give a fuck about. Because that's gonna irritate me and I swear like I'm not and
That
I have to explain to people and say I'm not mean. Like I swear I'm not. And I care about your life. I care about, you know, shit that you're going through. But I don't give a fuck about what Beyonce is
Because
doing.
I
You know what I'm
really like, I
saying? Like,
don't care. Like,
yeah,
I
like
like, or the teacher in the class, she loves to talk about her personal life like all the time. All the time. If you make eye contact with her, here she come. Let me tell you about how long my night was, man. I got so many jobs that I gotta work. I gotta look, I'm helping with church. We gotta do church online. And I'm just sitting there and I just look at her like my whole face just go blank. And I know my face is saying everything that I'm thinking. Why are you talking to
yeah.
me? I don't care. I'm not religious. If God got a problem, you need to talk to him about it.
Yeah.
I don't say God bless you. I don't even say bless you no more. I'm trying to get that whole word out of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
But they're all super religious. The one lady, like, she's super mean, and she was like, I went to church this Sunday, and I'm kind of like, and you didn't burst in flames? That's crazy. Because she's like super mean to the kids. A student that she used to work with only talks to me for the most part. And she's like, I don't like you. Um, and why you talking crazy to me? Like, the student got mad at her. This is a little girl. Like, she needs extra help when it comes to controlling herself. And she was like walking by her and she was like mean mugging her because the lady was talking crazy to her. And then she was like, I'm gonna need for you to stop walking over here and pausing and looking at me. What are you looking at me for? I was like, she mad. Like, what do you mean? She mad at you and she wants you to know that it's you that she mad at. That's it.
Yeah. And
Don't
then
get in
they
your feelings. These are kids.
exactly, and they have every right to express that. There's a video of a little girl in the principal's office. And she went to the principal's office. She got called to the principal's office because she told her teacher about herself. And the principal is telling the little girl, like, you are a nice kid. Like, you make good grades. Like, your grades should reflect your personality, right? And the principal asked the little girls, like, how did that make you feel? And to get that compliment, and the little girl said, it does not make me feel okay because Miss Cece, if Miss Cece didn't act like Miss Cece, then this wouldn't be a problem. And Miss Cece says that she don't like snitches, but she is one. And she said, and y'all have a good day. And the little girl walked out the principal's office.
Listen, I
I
think I
need to
saw that
see that
video. That video
video.
was hilarious.
I got to
Um,
see that.
I love it when people let kids express themselves like without
Yes.
consequence because it's so necessary. Um, this lady used to be her one to one too, so like she got all the smoke for her after she told her that I'm not your one on one no more.
Oh, wow.
So she was like trying to tell her like get off the carpet, stop talking to Maurice, because my student and her like they're like fire and ice. They either get along or they don't, and they always talk to each other. So she's like, get off the carpet, stop talking to Maurice. And she was like, I'm not talking to Maurice, and I don't know why you care because you're not my one to one anymore. And then I was like, oof, that must hurt.
How old is she?
It's an 8-year old. I
Hey.
was like, ooh, ooh. And the woman's like in her 20s. And I'm just like, I don't know what you expected because you knew that this little girl had she got some comebacks. You knew that she was gonna give you attitude, and you know that she don't back down from a fight. And the last thing you need to do at a school is challenge a student.
Yeah.
You don't challenge students. It makes it
Especially
worse.
one that's very outspoken.
Yeah, and then she was like, what she say to she made her cry one day because she was trying to give me like toys that she had allegedly got for her, which I know she didn't because her parents sent a lot of stuff in, like fidgets and stuff for her to like, keep her calm throughout the day. And she's like, oh, hey, I have some stuff that I used to use with Catalea, you can give them to Maurice. And I was like, Maurice doesn't need anything. He's fine. He just likes Rubik's Cubes. And like, there's a teacher that has those. I think he'll survive. Oh no, just take it. Just take it. And then like Catalea walks over and she's like, oh, we can't talk about this right now because look, she right there. And I'm like, okay. Like, I don't want it anyway. So then she's like, oh, I'm going to put it in a bag and I'm going to give it to you. And Cataleya's like, stop giving away my stuff. And then she was like, somebody call security. She's doing too much. And then I was like, but you literally, you literally giving her stuff away in front of her.
Right. And all she said was stop giving away my stuff. Like you call security on her for that?
I mean, she got mad when Catalina get mad, like it goes down, but I don't think security is a necessary. It should never
Right.
be a necessary step. Like she's literally expressing herself. You're antagonizing her on purpose. You're making her mad on purpose. And I just think it's weird when adults have like vendettas against kids. That's weird.
It's a control thing. It's like, how dare you, tell me not to. It's that whole thing that I said America has a problem with. Like, how dare you tell me that I don't have, that I can't do whatever I want to do to you? And they teach kids that at a young age. And it's so funny because my grandson told his daddy to stop today. And my son said, you don't tell me to stop. I was like, well, if he don't want you to do that, if he don't want to flip, if he don't want, stop. Like he said, he don't want to flip no more. Like he just because he's 1.5 doesn't mean that he doesn't know when he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
teach a child that they don't have the right to enforce boundaries for their body autonomy. Like no.
Yeah, it's so weird. But she also has a vendetta against me, and I don't really know where that came from. But she like talks to my students. She'll be like, "Could you pick that up for me? Could you stop walking around?" And I'm kind of like, that's a Miss Sequoia thing, not a you thing. You shouldn't be doing that. You should stop that. So she's like, all these adults in here just letting kids do whatever they want, letting kids say whatever they want. And like, this is a bossy woman. She likes to tell people what to do. She likes to run classrooms. She likes to act like she's a teacher. Don't you know this woman almost got everybody the wrong answer on a math test because she didn't read the question properly?
Oh, when she was helping them with their homework or something.
We had a test and she decided, oh, I'm going to read the questions. So it was like a greater than 52 question. And they were supposed to pick what the equation was for greater than, like what number is greater than 52. And she was like, what is 52? Like, what is this supposed to say? And then the teacher was like, hold on, let me help you out because you're not reading it right. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. Thought you knew everything. And then a kid said banyo today, and she said, you need a pencil? Oh, woo, we work at a bilingual school.
Oh wow.
And I was like, they were like, no, I need to use the bathroom. And she was like, oh, you need to talk English to me. You know, I don't do Spanish. And then I
Oh,
was
I
just
hate that.
like, most of the kids in this class are bilingual. Like, they're like Black Hispanic for the most part. The majority of the class is Black Hispanic. They're bilingual. They get yelled at by teachers in Spanish. So you should probably know something. And they say baño all day. They stay in the bathroom like trading toys and stuff. It's like they be doing all types of dealings in there. So I was like, that's not a pencil. So I just think it's funny that she decided not to be a one-to-one, and now we see like how much knowledge she actually lacks. And she's been there for almost 2 years. So I'm looking like, how don't you know some Spanish? Like even a little bit. Even como está, like you nothing.
That when there is, racism at play, they don't feel the need to learn it. Like, I don't know if this person is white or black, but I've seen both white and black people say to Spanish speaking people, "You need to learn English." And like one thing I cannot stand to see anybody say it, but let alone a black person say that to someone, as if we didn't lose our language when we came here, as if we were not forced to um, speak a different language. Like I don't understand a black person saying that to a Spanish speaking person, and like it doesn't take a lot. Like if you're, especially if you're going to work with that person on a daily basis, it doesn't take a lot to learn the phrases that the most commonly used phrases, so that you can communicate with them. If there was actually any type of concern or compassion or love in your heart, you would do that. But because
Yeah,
there isn't, and there's bigotry and racism and selfishness, like I just
yeah. It's a black woman. It's a
that's
black
and that's
woman.
that's even
Sadly,
sadder. I'm sorry, like that
it
pisses me
it
off.
it hurts. It really hurts to see the victims turn into victimizers.
Yes.
It because it's so hard. It's so hard to be like, don't do that. And then like I know your history and I'm like, I don't know if I should say that to you because like you're already hurt. But I I don't talk. I lead by example. Whatever I do, you see, I don't have to talk about it. It's done. I don't like to talk. If you say something needs fixed, I fix it and then I go about my business. We don't need to talk about it. I don't need to know. I don't need to tell you what I'm capable of. I just do it. People are like, why don't you talk? Why don't you talk more? Why don't you tell us more about you? Because I don't want to. There's no point. We're here to fix stuff. I fix stuff. But I remember one time I was reading Stamp from the Beginning at lunchtime. And like this one girl asked me, she was like, I'm sorry, but I'm trying not to be rude, but what book are you reading? Like, that's a thick book. And I told her and I was telling her like all the information I learned. And then I hear her like on my left side at a different table. And then like another girl's like, Miss Sai, don't be like that. And then I'm like, clearly, words, not a friend. Got it. It's okay. But most people don't like me at work because I'm not their friend. And that's okay.
Yeah, like
We don't have to be friends.
Real quick,
Oh,
thinker.
sorry.
It's filling up. The queue is filling up.
okay, I see four
Oh, I
people
can
in here.
drop.
We are gonna go ahead and bring up another guest, but I do appreciate you for coming up. And are you a part of the community? Are you?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Like, have you been watching the live for a while, or?
I just got here at one, but I do come into your lives and everybody else's lives that Christina, and sometimes I catch like Mac and panels and stuff. But
Okay.
yeah,
Uh,
I don't know if I'm a
yeah.
part of the community. But
Okay. So I was gonna say, we have a Discord. Like, once you become a nerd, it's like $2 a month just to make sure that people are not here to start trouble, right? And then you get access to the Discord, where we, have community on there, and talk about a lot of different things on there too. And then, as a nerd, like after your first 30 days, you then get access to the stage to come up and talk about different things. Um, right now, because you're not a nerd, we have to stay on topic, and I don't want the conversation to get too far off. And so, but if,
apologies.
huh?
Apologies.
That's okay. Like I said, I think you have a bubbly personality, even though you don't think you do. And when I say bubbly, it's like positive, like or should I don't know how to explain it.
No, it's
I
okay
like
because
clean.
I don't see myself. Only other people do. That's why I'm not good at describing myself.
Oh, yeah. And then I describe shit with like emotions and feelings. I don't know, but you feel positive and bright. Let me say that bright. So, would love to have you back on stage
Oh,
another time.
thanks. And Lala is my mutual. She's awesome.
Who?
Lala,
Oh, Lala is your mutual.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
Um,
that.
Yeah.
she's. It's been a while. I've been moving a lot, so I haven't really been keeping up with anything. I've moved what for the second time in 2 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm doing too much in general, but it's okay because it's nice. Okay, I'm dropping.
All right. Thank you for coming up. I hope you have a good night. Okay.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
All right. Bye. All right. If you're in the guest request box on purpose, I know I see 4 people in there. If you are in there on purpose and you're waiting to come on stage, can you just put a comment in the comments? Ooh, did y'all hear that? This microphone picks
Mhm.
up every. Look, why is it doing that? The microphone is picking up everything. Oh my god.
It wasn't too bad.
Oh my gosh. Hey Deo, how are you?
Hello. Hi, how are
There's
you?
like a microphone picking up every goddamn thing.
So now you know that your microphone works. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That's great. That's fantastic. Um, so, yes, I um, wanted to discuss the fourth prompt, if I may.
Okay.
So, I've actually, with that question, I actually think there are a number of reasons. I think the Black community believes and continues to worship God and the Jesus of Western Christianity. But the two that I would say resonate with me, and I, I want to, I'm these two, I think, are the ones that I identify with the most. And I think, just I guess in reflection, I imagine that this would probably be the case for others. But one would be, I think there are a number of people who are actually pretending to believe. Um, that's I recently came across some information that this I think it was actually in a video that I watched. It was another TikTok creator that described it as he was talking about it being like the song of a great pretender, um, and that they're just like he said there are a lot of Christians that are actually just really just pretending um, to in this belief system, and I don't know. At least I would say that that's one that I would identify with. That describes my path, I guess I would say, to where I am now. I I would say, I think when I was up here last time, I think you asked me if I was deconstructing a Christian or whatnot, and I don't know, I would say that I have deconstructed, but I don't know that I would necessarily. I don't know. I feel like I've been just deconstructing for a while. I think I was pretending for a long time before I could truly say, yes, I think what I'm going through is actually deconstruction, or I've deconstructed. I think I was pretending for a long time, and I think that was kind of a journey. And I feel like I rationalized a lot of things as my understanding grew and grew. I think there were some things that I tried to kind of rationalize, like, and yeah, I even hear, like, as I hear people come up here, um, sometimes I ask myself, like, is that what I sounded like? Like, So
Mhm.
I'm I'm a former teacher. I taught in both like public and parochial schools, and I sometimes I hear some of the guests that come up, and I don't presume to sound any better than anyone else. However, I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, this is wild. Is that what I sounded like? Like the things I would actually tell my students about, like when you ask for verification, um, I recall even saying things like, God is the original scientist, which sounds crazy. Like it's just it's another like rationalization or going to things like intelligent design, just waste. It's like it was like a journey to kind of realizing that I'm just really just pretending to believe. I think a lot of people are just pretending that they actually believe. Um, but I think another part of it is also fear. Like once you realize that or if you come to an understanding that there is no God, what do you do with that? I think there's fear of letting that go. Um, I think of it when I recently told my mom. I said, "Yeah, I think I've left God behind." Um, I can't even imagine um, what her daily life would look like if it wasn't connected to something related to God. Like any,
Mhm.
like I could imagine her describing her daily going ons, and in some capacity, anything that has happened is attributed to God or to the devil. Like it's God did this amazing thing and got her to her doctor's appointment, and then the devil got in her way and made her late to the coffee shop. Like I don't think she'd know how to describe her day without God. Like he doesn't, I, you know, and
Yeah, that is
I
so
don't,
true.
I don't think she'd know what to do without it. So I think there's also a level of fear, like what because at the end, um, I've realized is it kind of without God. Really, it does come back to you. You're then accountable for everything. The devil didn't make you late. Like that's not why you're late. So what happened? You can't blame God or the devil for the things. Like it's, I think there's that component. But anyway,
I
um,
was thinking about that. I'm
yeah.
gonna say this real quick. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Um,
fine. Yeah,
I was thinking about today when we were talking about the 75,000 years of ancestors that Black people have across the continent. I don't know if you were in here this morning when we were talking to Bash, and I said, I wonder what would happen if Black people did start acknowledging, right, and honoring that 75,000 years worth of DNA. Because when we demonize our past and our ancestors, or we, you know, don't even acknowledge that they existed, that they had something to do with creating us who we are, we also demonize ourselves, which makes a weak foundation um, for ourselves and easier to infiltrate and control and all that stuff, right? And it made me think about a scripture that where Jesus is saying that a house divided against itself cannot stand. And when we are telling ourselves that we can't, that the only time that we can do good in our life is when a God does it, or even when we do something bad happens in our life, a devil does it. To me, it's it's erasing our own power to do anything at all. Does that make
absolutely.
sense? And it's like we're completely divided, even in ourselves. And so, like, even just thinking about that scripture, like a house divided against itself cannot stand. And like, I don't know, I haven't fleshed out the thought all the way, but I was thinking
Yeah,
about it because like we don't have any ability to say I did that, right? Um I'm intelligent, I'm articulate, I'm creative, I can sing. That's my skill. I did that. We have to say, "Oh, I thank God. That was God. That was the Holy Spirit."
Yep. And
And
taking
we lack
credit is,
confidence.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
My mom is, she is, so she's elderly, I guess you could say that. But she, um, the state that I live in, very far up north, she goes to a clinic here for really really great care, and she has faith in science and everything like that. But at the end of the day, all yeah, I'm like Sequoia saying, all glory be to God. Like that is it. It is. It doesn't matter how prominent of a research facility this place is. it's it's all of it is goes to God, and so I don't even I tried to um, when I told her recently about this, her response to me letting her know that when I told her that I left God behind, she said she tried to retell her story of what confirmed for her that God was real, which was like it was like a two-part story kind of. It was it was the things that the testimonies that you hear about, the feeling, and I was sick, and doctors didn't know, and I got better, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you went to the doctor and you got better. Surely there's a correlation, but we'll ignore that. Whatever. But it's but that confirmed it for her, the unexplained, um, and she had this feeling, but now, and she's gone through a number of like health issues, through her life, and have affected her like considerably, and she's getting this care, and I think to this point she recognizes that. Um, I think she acknowledges the level of care that she's receiving, but she, I don't think, I just don't think she would know what to do um, with. I don't know. I don't think she would. I try to think about her explaining even like the things she does in her day. This is a woman who stays on a prayer line for hours at a time, she's like hours of her day praying. Um, and I just, yeah, it's, I don't know, but I don't know what she would replace that with. But I can think of a number of things, obviously, but um, anyway.
She might not be able to because of her age, and like there are some, right, that
Hmm.
within that generation that are able to deconstruct. And I think I'm wondering like if it has something to do with the biological makeup of their mind, like of their brain. Um, but I don't even recommend doing that like for our mothers and our grandmothers, because it might be one of the hardest things for them to do, and not because of change, like the even changing their daily routine can be detrimental to them, to have to learn a new routine, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
um and so like it's uh, she might not she might not be able to find anything to replace that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's, yeah.
And it does
So,
make you, it
mm,
makes you, like for me it pisses me off, right? Because the people who know this and continue to push it don't care about the life experiences that they've stolen.
right. Right. That's the thing. And so, but and that is a conversation that I don't know that I would ever have with her. honestly. Like, that
Yeah.
is not, that is, yeah, that would be rough. That would be rough. So, yeah, anyhow. But thank you for letting me share. I appreciate it. Thank you also to Sequoia for sharing. I felt like I could relate quite a bit to what she was discussing with some of the interactions. But anyhow, yeah.
You're very welcome, Dale. Thank you for coming up.
All right, you all have a good night.
All right, you too.
Okay.
It is kind of hard because you want your loved ones who are older to, come out of this, but man, that's a difficult one. But it's always awesome to hear, someone come up and be like, I'm 81 and I deconstructed. And you're like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Far and few between, but it is refreshing to hear when it does happen.
Yeah. Victoria? All right. Who's in the guest request box on purpose? There's two people in the guest request. If you are a believer in the God of the Christian Bible, you may not call yourself a Christian, and maybe you just believe that God exists, and you are a follower of Jesus. The guest box is open. If you are questioning your faith, that is the process of deconstructing or thinking about deconstructing. The guest box is open to you. Also, if you are an atheist or a nerd, the stage is open to you. I don't know. It is 2 a.m., almost 4 minutes short of 2 a.m. Central Standard Time, y'all. We have 583 people, no, 600 people, 506 here, 83 on YouTube watching the live. The conversation should be popping with damn near 600 people awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. You may be on the West Coast, the East Coast, the North Coast. You may even be on the continent. You may be in South America, but you are awake. Hey, Wani. Wani?
Yes, sorry.
Did you come up on accident?
No, I came
Oh,
on purpose.
how are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
Lala, read Wani's bio. Selena, you still you see his bio.
Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah, I like that.
That
What? Hey,
is
look,
fun.
Austin 316. Oh my gosh, Wani, what you got?
Well, I just want to come up and say thank you for what you do. Thank you so much, and just to say hi, Lala and Selena. Selena.
Oh, thank you so much, Wani. I appreciate you. Thank you for all that you do for the shares, the subs, and all that. The support. I appreciate you. You support both on TikTok and YouTube, so I appreciate you so much for that as well.
Oh no, thank you. Definitely, gracias a ti.
You're the nada.
Okay, let me down.
I got you. Not. He whispered it.
Somebody up here.
Huh?
We've got somebody up.
You said what?
I said we got somebody else up right under Lala.
Angela,
Where? Oh
you
shit!
don't see it?
I see him now.
Really?
When, when did
I
they get
thought
on the stage?
you've been brought him up before
Before.
Wani popped up.
I did. I thought they popped out. Like when I brought them up, they popped out.
No.
And Zilla, TikTok Studio be doing the fucking most. And Zilla, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that they were actually there because when I brought them up, I remember clicking them. When I
Hmm.
brought them up, they popped right out. So
Yep.
I don't think they were actually there. TikTok is glitching like a motherfucker. But it's also
Sure
crazy that
is.
I didn't see them the whole time. Huh?
I thought you did.
Uh uh No, I did
Thought you
not
were
see
just
them.
talking to Wani first.
Uh. No. All right, y'all. The guest box is open. It is quiet. I can hear the hum of the universe in my earbuds.
Oh wow.
I'm getting some new AirPods for Mother's Day. I already know I am.
Mhm.
Yeah. The new ones, they have the advanced noise cancellation
Oh
setting.
wow. Really?
Yeah, I already know I am. I heard them talking about it today.
Oh boy.
Etc.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. What you got,
Good.
the bug?
Um, I wanted to talk about how um, pastors skip the uncomfortable parts of the Bible. Um, I grew up in a pretty passive church. It was all lots of rainbows and sunshine, and I didn't really read the book. Um, And there was a more conservative church on the northern side of town that put up this massive statue of Jesus riding on a horse with a big sword in his hand, and the horse is bucking. And I just thought it was the funniest thing because it's like, what? Jesus isn't violent. Like, why are they going to put this up about Jesus? And it's just been a bit funny as an adult learning that no, that's actually a pretty accurate portrayal of what happens later. Like, so I just thought that was kind of funny, like how, I went to church probably 8 to 10 times a month, and I had no idea. They just didn't touch on it at all.
But they put the statue up, which means that they knew. That's the crazy thing. Like they
Oh,
didn't.
it was a different church that did
Oh,
that.
okay, okay,
Yeah, but in my hometown, and I just thought it was funny.
yeah. The blood soaked robe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's bizarre. It's a weird landmark in our town too, because you drive by. It's the town I grew up with. I don't live there anymore, but when you're driving down the highway, there's like a Cabela's, so you'll see this statue of all these animals, and then we always call him Burger King Jesus. It's just like this giant Jesus with a sword.
Wait, why Burger King though?
I'm not sure. It's like I didn't coin it that way, but people just started calling him Burger King Jesus. He
Damn.
may be wearing a crown, but I
Oh,
might be making that up.
oh, okay. That would make sense if he had like a
Yeah, if
Burger
he's
King
wearing a
shaped crown.
crown. Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Anyway, and um I had talked with you a while back, and I had told you I was in Job's Daughters, which is like the
Yeah.
Girl Scouts for the Masons. Um, and after speaking with you, it kind of jogged my memory, and I just want to confirm we definitely were the second round of daughters. So we were not the first round of daughters that got annihilated.
What do you mean annihilated?
Well, Job's first round of kids were all killed, right? Or unalived or
Oh,
whatever.
oh, girl. I thought you were. I'm like, I thought you were saying like your second class within the Job's Daughters group, and like the first. I'm like, what?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay.
no. So that's why I think it's been interesting learning more about that story as an adult too, because I guess I knew it was bad, but I never really thought about how horrific that story is. They taught it as like a female empowerment story because the second round of daughters, there's three of them, and they were called the fairest in the land, and they got inheritance among their brethren. And I think all three of them had names. I think. Um,
Did they have? Did they name him? You know what? You made me think of something. Um, how they do talk about how they were more fair than the first round of daughters,
yeah.
and if the story of Job, if the daughters are symbolic for, the contention that we see between Judah and Ephraim, like the north and the south. The south, the north was first,
Mhm.
right, and then the south is who this God really loved, and that's the blessed, and the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. If them mentioning, because I always thought it was weird that they mentioned that the second round of daughters were more beautiful than the first,
Mhm.
and if that is the same thing as the north and the south, the first shall be last, and the last shall be first. Like if that's symbolic of that,
Sure. Like the second round is better.
yeah. But is
Interesting.
it representing Judah and and Ephraim? Is like because they didn't. It never made sense to me why they had to point out that the second round of daughters were more beautiful or more fair. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. That's interesting.
Yeah. Because I feel like not I feel like what I'm noticing is the story is just like really a story of these two kingdoms fighting for, like, one kingdom was jealous of another kingdom because they were growing so big and they wanted to take their place. And that's literally all this story is. Everything it damn near points to that. And every time I see something that is symbolic of that, like, it just trips me out how we miss it. Like the whole fucking story is about that. These two kingdoms fighting for influence in that part of the area. And then they're jealous of the other nations that are already powerful, and they want what they have, and they have this wishful thinking of this God, this supernatural God that's going to take it from all of these other nations and give it to them. And they start out as allies, like they start out as brothers. One grows bigger than the other. They get jealous of each other. It's that's the whole story. And then Rome comes in and goes, because Rome was not a big nation at first either, right? And then they come in, they're like, oh, we want what all of y'all have.
Yeah,
And
I'll
then
take
they,
that.
yeah, and then they create their own, and like it's, yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Rome is the side chick. Yeah. Did you have anything else?
I don't think so. Just thank you again for all you guys do. I really enjoy listening.
You're very welcome. Thank you for coming up. I appreciate you for being a part of the community as well.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Bye. You said you got stuck in the elevator last weekend. What? I know you did not, Angie. Oh my gosh. Did you see what Angie said?
Oh my god. Uh-uh.
I'm sorry. Not I'm sorry, but did it work? Did you get, well, of course you're out of the elevator, but how exactly it didn't work? Thank you.
That's all that matters. Oh, it didn't?
It didn't work. Like, and we would not expect that to. We
No,
exactly. We
no.
would not expect that to work. That is hilarious.
That
What's
is
up, Double E?
somebody. Oh,
All right, y'all. The guest box is empty. See if we can make it past the 2 o'clock Wednesday night quiet down.
yeah.
Ooh, huh?
I know it is quiet. Come on,
Yeah,
y'all. It's too many people around in here.
man.
Way too many for y'all to be
600 people.
quiet.
600 people.
Don't be scared.
Where y'all at?
After dark with Thinker. Oh no. It's too much of that
Crazy.
going on at right now. We don't need.
The whisper. Now, every time somebody say whisper, I swear I think about Rhea. Because that was an experience. The day
What
Rhea was
happened?
Rhea was whispering, that was an experience. I don't think I'll ever forget that day.
Was I on here?
But she was on Christina's live.
Oh, what
And
happened?
yes, Rhea whispered the whole live because somebody did a microaggression and was telling her
Oh.
that she was loud and combative. And Rhea was like, I'm not even yelling. So she was like, do you want me to? She's like, do you want me to talk like this? I'll talk like this the whole entire live. Like, I'll talk like this. But Rhea's whisper is like, do you want me to talk like this? I'll talk like this. Like, that's that's a whisper. And everybody was like, wait, is Rhea whispering? Like, that shit was funny. But she did it the whole live.
It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, the yell whisper. All right, y'all. It's been
Yell and
what,
whisper
12
at the
minutes?
same time.
Huh?
I said, how you yell and whisper at the same time?
Rhea cannot help it. Her voice carries. I told her I had to take one of my headphones out because, like, it was like you. So you think you're whispering, huh? Have a good night, Sequoia. All right, y'all. We're
Good
gonna wait
night.
about 5 more minutes and see if we get another conversation going. If not, then we will call it an early night, and then we'll be back on Thursday night, 11 p.m. But if you are a believer in the God of the Christian Bible, if you are deconstructing, or if you are an atheist, the guest box is open. Well, actually, we'll give it to what, 12:30. I mean 2:30. It's 2:13.
Okay. As
Yeah,
if y'all don't, I'm gonna go in there, hop in my bed,
yeah.
and go to sleep.
It's too like I cannot stand sitting
It
in the
is.
corner. Like,
Do,
goodness,
do, do.
huh?
Mm-mm. Yeah, it is. It's too quiet. Y'all are boring.
I don't know what happens on Wednesday nights.
Oh, let me look. Let me see what's
Yeah,
going
right,
on in the
Angie.
streets. Let me see what's going on in the street. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. There can't be nobody.
I mean, the crazy thing is that they're in here. Like, there's 500. Uh, we know that they're awake because some of them have swiped away since there's no conversations happening. But there's 500 in here, 517, and
Yes.
another 71 on YouTube. So, like, we know that they're
Uh,
here. And again, we don't just have, as y'all can see, like, it's not just conversations with believers. If you have questions, right, things that we can talk about, I want to learn.
Good conversation, y'all. Don't
Yeah.
just be coming up here just talking.
Yeah. Don't do that. Um, but like I want to learn something. I like to learn. I like to think.
Me too. You know, I
Yep.
mean,
I don't know. 3 more minutes.
that's it. Y'all
Huh?
get 3 more minutes.
3 more minutes.
3.
Let's see.
You said how many?
3 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been waiting. Yeah, we'll give it 3 more minutes to about 2:18 and see what it does. And if not, I'll sit here and study and until I get tired.
And around this time, I get sleepy anyways.
I literally just woke up
Mm.
at like 10 p.m. I always wake up like an hour before it's time to go live. So I'm awake, and so I'll probably just study and get some work done. I was supposed to add Jeff to the beta testing. I was supposed to send that to the team, and I forgot to do that.
A
But
beta? What do you mean?
I was talking to Jeff about the a feature that we're adding to the app,
Oh, okay.
and he offered to test it.
Oh,
And so
cool.
I was supposed to send his email over to the team, and I forgot to do it. But yeah, I'll sit here and get some work done. What is I am Tyler James?
Is that a Z?
Huh?
'Cause those are, wait a minute.
We haven't had to
Oh,
shut down early in a long time. No, I don't do that. I don't do that. I'm not gonna sit here and have a
mm-mm,
conversation.
nope.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
This is not that type of live. I do not do that.
There's enough of that going around. Oh, man. Yeah.
The only thing I will say is I have blocked. I don't do harm, so that is blocked. That's all I will say. Um, Kenny, let's fill the time with learning something. Like I don't like that's what I was saying earlier. Like when people sit down next to me, like Beyonce did such and such. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I love Beyonce. I love her music. She is very talented. But let that woman live her life. Like what does that got to do with me? Like
It's 2:18.
yep, it's 2:18, y'all. Um, yeah, like if we learn something, I mean, if we're gonna fill the time, it has to be with something that's valuable, like learning something. But yeah. Okay, y'all. So I guess we'll call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Central. Hopefully, we have some good conversations, and it's not slow like this again. I am sad to see y'all go so early, but I will see y'all. Thank y'all for the likes, for the shares, and the comments to the YouTube fam. I appreciate y'all, and we will be back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. If you're on the Discord, please make sure that you check into the Decompression Corner and see. No, don't do that because I hate when people do that. We're about to shut down. Y'all had 13 minutes to
Yes.
hop in this box. Y'all had, yeah. But I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all on Thursday night. Love y'all. Oh, Christina goes live at 10:30 tomorrow, so I may hop on there and see y'all in there. But y'all have a good one, okay? Good night.